available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-306-8158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-306-8158. That's 800-306-8158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-306-8158. Again, 800-306-8158.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code UP for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code UP for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code UP for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill up.
Next up, Straight Talk from Doug.
Ever notice that saying no offense is offensive? Like, no offense, but you're overpaying for your wireless. See? Offensive.
That's the Straight Talk talking. Get unlimited plans as low as $35 a month from Straight Talk, America's most reliable 5G network. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. On the $35 plan, first 10 gigabytes data at high speed, then 2G speeds. Refer to the latest terms at StraightTalk.com. Based on most first place rankings, Root Metrics, second half 2022 assessments of 125 metros. Experiences vary, not an endorsement.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari discusses the benefits of holistic wealth management.
You need somebody to hold your hand, guide you through the ups and downs of the stock market, the economy, and all the zigs and zags of life. That's why we created the wealth management solution, where we take the holistic approach and look at everything that you've got, not just trying to buy that one stock at the very bottom, sell it at the very top, buy those two annuities and two REITs and call me in 10 years sort of a thing. No, we do it step by step, day by day. It's a process, and we work with you all along the way.
If you're ready for some help, call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 and schedule your free consultation with Mo Ansari to learn about his holistic approach to wealth management. Call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
KQFN AM Tempe, K257 CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM, K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Mornings are better with Wake Up Call with Tony and Ron. Weekday mornings on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, buddy, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He'll be back tomorrow. Right now, though, we got Ralph from Harmon Solar joining us. We've got Keon from the world of Oz. What's with the face? Why are you making that face? You look like, how can you smell Ralph's farts from here? I mean, what's going on? Everything all right?
Yeah, I was just having some trouble hearing my through my headphones.
Oh, you should put them on. I don't know.
Well, they are.
Remember, it's not that knob. It's the studio knob has to be all the way up, and then the little gold thing. We just put a new headphone thing in there. So, hey, all straight now? All good?
Yes.
Okay, good. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, yeah, I've been catching some crap on the Twitter today. A big story has broken, and it turns out it's not just one of my Colts players who got in trouble for gambling. it was 3 of them. And all 3 have been suspended indefinitely, 2 of which have been cut. And I'm kind of surprised they cut Isaiah Rodgers. He's been a standout kind of player. So, I guess Isaiah Rodgers and Rashad Berry got sent down the driveway, and some other guy, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so people are like, oh, see, look at that. Your Colts are a bunch of cheaters. Shut up, Berg. They weren't cheating. They were doing something they weren't allowed to do. They weren't cheating where it affected the actual game outcomes. They were trying to win money.
Cheating is supposed to be about getting a competitive advantage. This is dumb.
Did you watch the Colts last year? There was zero.
There was no competitive advantage. They were trying to win their own money and do their own thing, and they were wrong for that, clearly, because they no longer have jobs. But they didn't get an advantage for gambling. That's not what cheating is.
Well, what did they gamble on?
Oh, the over-unders in games. Yeah.
On the achievement of a running back. And
in their games?
Yes. And here's the thing. On a Colt player, here's the thing. Now, if they bet the over-under on that, I kind of feel like if they betted the under, they should be banned for life. Because, that would mean they had some sort of inside information. You're betting against your team.
Like all the games that Jonathan Taylor didn't play.
Exactly. If you're betting for that player, then it's like, oh, yeah, I just he's my bud. I just like him, whatever. But, they're not going to sift through intention. They're just, they're gone. And let's be honest, these 3 players ain't no big deal. Isaiah Rodgers could have been a big deal. But there are other 2 players, okay, whatever. But it doesn't end if people are like, they're all just trying to get their pound of flesh from when the Colts were accusing the Patriots of cheating, back when they actually were cheating all the different times. Oh, so many times. So fine, fair. Go ahead. Come at me. Do what you want. But I guess Isaiah Rodgers, by the way, we were wondering this the other day. Turns out the range of bet was usually about $25 to $50. But the over-under bet on a running back, that was $1,000.
Uh-huh.
That does look good.
Oh, we saw this bum running in practice.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and bet that under.
Or, he looks good today. Let's put 1,000 on him. Either way, it doesn't look good at all. But still, $1,000 prop bet. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. So I think, this is pretty much a good warning shot from the NFL saying, don't do this or we have to get rid of you for a year. I really do wonder what would have happened. What would have happened had an actual legitimate star been caught gambling? You know what I mean? I really wonder what that might have meant.
Few game suspension. That's it.
I don't know about that. I think the league is trying to make an example out of somebody and just like nobody's bigger than the shield. If it's a quarterback, I think that maybe we would have a different conversation. But every other position is up for suspension because one guy doesn't make the entire NFL.
Well, in this case, though, they were able to make a point with 3 players saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. Had there been a star player or, like you say, a quarterback, they may have had to pause a minute and be like, oh, no, what are we going to do? Luckily for them, they didn't have to do it. Conspiracy theory coming. Or did they turn a blind eye to somebody who should have got gacked? So they could make this point.
I mean,
listen, the NFL it's not an organization known for character. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just talking about guys beating up women or punching around kids or doing this or that or the other, everything from grand larceny to murder. And I'm talking about the head office. The head office, who also has been, if not complicit, actively involved in many different things which should be considered crimes and then have them investigated by the DOJ. Okay. Guess what? They're a super duper powerful entity, and it's not going to happen anytime soon. So, we don't look to the NFL for our pillars of, integrity and character. If we do, we dumb. Okay. But it's
not about the character thing so much as with the NFL, so much as it's just not an airtight office. Like leaks happen there all the time. So I just feel like if there was
on purpose,
I mean, sometimes on purpose, but sometimes not.
Mostly on purpose.
Like a lot of the things that the NFL, for instance, was investigating with Washington, I guarantee they would on purpose. They would have preferred none of that stuff be out.
You are wrong. There's so much of that they did want out because then it got their end result, which was way worse for Dan Snyder than anybody else, including the NFL.
Maybe, but they're burying the report. They buried the report originally. So for me, like some of the stuff that did get out, I don't think that they wanted that out there. And they only started to do the Mary Jo White report, which was their own investigation that actually is going to be written on paper this time because the other stuff got leaked. They weren't going to do it. They were going to sit there and go, oh, look, all good, all clear. So I just think that not everything that comes out of the NFL front office is something that they want out there.
You're just making my point. My point is there could have been another big name player who they just sort of, we didn't notice that. We're focusing on Isaiah Rodgers, Rashad Berry, and this other guy, and some other fellows there that 9 players so far have been busted for gambling. Not everybody got entire year suspensions. Some people just got a couple games here, a couple games there, this or that or the other. But this right here, this is the big cannon warning shot. The cannonball goes flying, whistling over the deck of the ship of all the players in the NFL. So it's like, from here forward, don't get caught.
Yeah, I just think that there are some teams where there just seems to be clusters of guys that are getting caught. Like the Colts have a cluster of guys. The Lions had 3 or 4 guys. The Commanders had a couple of guys. So just the teams that clearly have not explained properly and fully how absolutely insane you have to be gambling on games or gambling inside an NFL facility or whatever the reason it was that they got suspended.
But doesn't the NFL explain that? Not the teams.
Oh, yeah.
The NFL actually does a workshop for all the rookies when they come in.
Yes,
it explains all
the
this
rookie symposium. But some of these guys that are getting, popped are not rookies. So like while the NFL puts the information out there, it is up to the teams to like really get to the details and remind people like they're not kidding, guys. Like this is real.
Do you see this on the YouTube? Do you see the sheet? This is actually the guideline that is given to the players, to the coaches, to everyone in the NFL. In my hand, the actual guidelines of what you're supposed to do. And the key rules for all NFL players: don't bet on the NFL. Don't gamble at your team facility while traveling for a road game or staying at a team hotel. Don't have somebody bet for you, which is what Isaiah Rodgers was doing. Don't share team inside information. Don't enter a sports book during the NFL playing season, and don't play daily fantasy football. So right there, everything on that list is very clear. It's very straightforward, but there has been some agents, there have been some players who aren't in trouble, who are saying, oh my God, I haven't even heard of this. Maybe you weren't paying attention because a lot of these entitled NFL players, had somebody else test for them when they were in college. And they're like, unless it's in the playbook, I don't have time for it, dumb. And, but listen, it's very easy to not get in trouble for gambling as an NFL player. It's very easy. Don't do it. Ta-da. So anybody who gets themselves in trouble from this point forward is zero sympathy.
It's funny. I actually saw an interview that it was like a local interview with Calvin Ridley in Jacksonville. And he was just like, I don't know why there are guys getting suspended after I did. I know what I did was wrong and I shouldn't have done it. But after I screwed up, I was the first guy. There shouldn't be anybody else. Like they're serious. And there's an example already. They're going to take your year away, which in the NFL is huge because your career is 9 years if you're lucky.
To answer Calvin Ridley's question, why is anybody getting in trouble after I did? Well, because a lot of these investigations had still been ongoing. More information came to light. So these were still people who were violating the rules about the same time he was, or so.
Or was it? Because he didn't play last year because he got suspended the year before.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I mean, within a similar amount of time, and
but he was missing time while they were gambling.
But these guys all come from a culture of not following rules.
Yeah.
How many teams in the NCAA violate rules? I would say every damn one of them.
Each and every one of them, and any of the ones that win championships have violated rules so many times over. It's insane.
They're in that culture as a college athlete where they're getting away with crap all the time. And so they just bring that culture to the NFL and they hear all the rules again. They're like, yeah, whatever. We didn't have that problem at college. We're not going to have it here. They're not going to do anything. So yeah, they're making an example of 9 guys out of probably 300 guys that are doing this, maybe more. And we'll see if it does anything or not. I don't know. I would be willing to bet you right now we'll be talking about some idiot some point this season that does the exact same thing and gets suspended.
I mean,
You're
like
absolutely right.
You mentioned it earlier, Jeffrey, that like Isaiah Rodgers could have been somebody, and he might still be somebody. I mean, he might get a chance somewhere else. But the guys whose names we don't even bother to mention and can't remember, their careers might be over. Like right now.
Isaiah Rodgers had moments where you're like, wow, that guy's doing pretty good, but he wasn't consistently, on fire enough. So what the NFL saw with Isaiah Rodgers is just big enough to get people's attention, but not so big that Irsay is going to be that upset about it.
Yeah.
Because remember, the NFL answers to the owners before they answer to anybody else. And Irsay probably looked at that and went, well, we got a new rookie. We just picked up a guy who's pretty good. All right, go ahead.
We're rebuilding anyway. Why not just go ahead and replace that one too?
No, I mean we did. We got a real good guy in the draft. But anyways, you're right, Ralph. There will be more boneheads that come down the pipe, and they're probably going to say the same thing. All these it's not millennials anymore. What do we call them? These worthless people that are coming up. Gen what?
Gen Z.
These little Z heads. Ooh, that's good. I just made that up. These little Z heads are coming up like, I don't feel like I was properly encouraged or educated or trained on these things. Blah, 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 and they will not take personal responsibility for it.
Exactly.
So yeah, more of these idiots are going to get caught on the gambling. And the NFL has made it very clear, like I said, reading straight from their own handout, more detail on rule number 1. Don't bet on the NFL. Don't ever bet on any NFL game, not even $1. Isaiah Rodgers says, no, well, I did 1,000. Still bad.
That's worse.
Don't bet on your team's games, another team's games, outcome, points scored, parlay, prop, future bets, none of it. Don't bet on the NFL. Do not bet on any NFL events. Don't bet on the draft. Don't bet on the combine. Don't bet on the Pro Bowl. Don't bet on NFL flag events. Don't bet on NFL honors. Hey, while we're at it, don't even bet on the ESPYs, okay? And then they say, don't gamble at work. Not from your phone, not from anything. Don't bet on anything when you're at the team facility or stadium. That includes the parking lot. Don't bet when you're on a road trip, at the plane, at the bus, in a car, or a hotel, or any other team business. While you're there for the team, don't do it. Don't bet on anything, not even the NFL, not anything else while you are working.
Not hard.
Pretty damn clear, isn't it?
Yep. And the next guy will say, I wasn't aware.
What is the over under on how many are going to get busted between now and the end of the season?
Because I don't really think the NFL really cares about stars. I think the NFL feels like guys are replaceable more than any other sport. Like I think the NBA would be sweating bullets. I don't think that the NFL actually gives a damn because like we forget stars all the time. Like guy disappears for a year, has an injury, and we just forget that dude exists. So what the NFL is concerned about is the stuff with the sports books and how that relationship looks and how sketchy that is. And all the money that they're bringing in from sports betting, like they just don't want to jeopardize that, which is why even if you bet for your team, you're done because that indicates to the sports book, okay, that this person is betting on their team this week and then they're not betting next week.
What do you mean they don't care about stars?
They don't care about stars in the case of their money versus a star. The star loses.
So if this was Patrick Mahomes that did this,
Patrick Mahomes,
you think they treat it differently or the same way?
No, because Patrick Mahomes is not worth more than a contract with FanDuel. We still have Josh Allen. We still have Joe Burrow. We still have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
we still have guys.
But he's the face of your league right now.
He's the face of the league right now, and he'll be the disgraced face of the league.
You think he'll get a year?
No.
I think he would because 1 year of FanDuel money versus 1 year. Patrick Mahomes is not making so much money for the NFL by himself that FanDuel's not given to the NFL, the official partner of the league.
You have
Come
the
on,
math
man.
Right. You have the math right. But cake and eat it too is the NFL's mantra.
Josh,
so at that moment,
maybe, but Josh Allen could be just as good a face.
They would not give either of them a year.
Josh
They would
Allen
get-
can be just as good a face. Joe Burrow can be just as good a face of the league as Patrick Mahomes can
But
be.
they're not getting a year. There's
You
just
are
no
not
way.
going to anger an NFL owner this
Right,
way.
exactly.
You're not going to take away their star player, which sells them
Well,
tickets and does make money. And I get what you're saying. The economy of scale does tilt heavily
I
towards
100%
FanDuel,
guarantee you.
but it will not be the same punishment.
The money that they get from FanDuel, that owner gets in revenue sharing from FanDuel, is more than they make from Patrick Mahomes jerseys.
You're 100%
They want
right.
that and the money they're
Right.
going to get.
You're
So they want
100%
both.
right. And you're right. And I can't argue with you, but when it's all said and done, you're 100% wrong because people are not treated the same depending on what their last name is in the league and how valuable they are to the league and to those owners. There's no way they give Mahomes a whole year off. Impossible.
0%
I think
chance.
when you put it
unless
up-
he's murdering somebody while placing the bet.
Only way it's happening.
I just
And
think
they have
when you-
video of the knife going in.
Yeah. While he's backing over another kid on a skateboard going into his parking spot at the sports book.
Agreed.
All these things
I
have
just
to happen.
the money, the putting the money against each other. If it was just Patrick Mahomes is the only guy in the league that matters. That'd be one thing. But
Your calculation, you're right what you're saying, but your calculation is wrong looking at the thought process of an owner or looking at the thought process of certain other things. And so, yeah, they have to punish the guy. Then they'll do what they do, but they're not going to do it the same as Isaiah Rodgers. Can you, a year? Yeah, remember this. Whatever happens next, remember this. You're like, why is this guy getting 6 games, but Isaiah Rodgers got an entire year? And they'll cook up some sort of excuse for it. They'll like, well, it wasn't as bad because of blah, 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 blah. But it's going to be bull crap. I mean, guarantee you.
Isaiah Rodgers, just from the reports, has bet more than everybody else by a mile.
Well,
that's why he's getting
$1,000 here, $50 there.
No one else
there.
has that. Like
100 bets. So if you kind of do the math,
the amount of money that Isaiah Rodgers was betting is absurd.
Yeah,
What
but
I
the
wanna
narrative
know-
changes for a superstar.
What I want to know is superstar or not superstar. What's the over under? And it's funny we're using this term. What's the over under?
Isaiah would probably bet that too.
How many players are going to get busted for gambling between now, this moment, and the end of the NFL season? Something to think
I
about.
wonder we should set the over. Maybe against the spread can set the spread for us. What's the over under on that?
Yeah, I'll take some consultation from against the spread, but right now, before anything ever started, 9 guys have gone down. So let's think about it a minute. We'll come back. We will set the odds and we will place our bets. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe.
Diamondbacks up 2-0 in the ninth. They lose to Tampa Bay 3-2 yesterday. The Rays minus 147 on the money line today. Both teams minus 110. 10.5 flat the total at Chase Field. It will be Brandon Pfaadt for the Diamondbacks against Zach Littell of the Braves. WNBA coming up tonight. The Phoenix Mercury hosting the Indiana Fever. The Fever, the 3.5-point road favorite, 173.5 the total. PGA Tour. Tony Finau, Colin Morikawa, Ricky Fowler, all 14-1 with the Rocket Mortgage Classic at the Detroit Golf Club. Hideki Matsuyama is 18-1. For more, go to vsin.com. Mike Sennett, 1580 99.3 The Fanatic.
I can't wait for what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation and irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Red, white, and dew savings are happening now at the Home Depot. Prep for all the summer guests and gatherings with up to 60% off select patio sets now at the Home Depot. Shop and save on a wide variety of sets and styles to find what suits your patio best for another season of hosting with the most. Find the perfect pieces for your space with up to 60% off select patio sets. So sit back and relax into red, white, and dew savings happening now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters. And that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell.
Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted.
Let's go. Practice time.
Summer means mini camps, OTAs. Then it's on to preseason. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news when you need to know about the NFL offseason. Remember, if it's the NFL, we talk about it. Your home for NFL news, games, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And hey, we got a giveaway for the 4th of July. I'm going to tell you guys about that here in just a little bit. You can take yourself and an entire car full of people to go watch one of the largest fireworks display in Scottsdale's history over at Westworld. I'll fill you in on that shortly. And you have actually 2 chances to win a car load of people going to see some. Remember we talking about that just yesterday? It's like it's too damn hot and dirty out there. I don't want to sit out in the middle of a field, but you can sit in your car in air-conditioned comfort and watch the fireworks show. Hell yeah. Anyways, I'll tell you about that in a bit, but let's get back to what we were saying. I want everybody to sort of consider what should the over-under be on how many dumbass NFL players are going to get busted for gambling between now and the end of the NFL season. I think to fit in this wager, we have to say they gamble between now and the end of the season. If they get more information about somebody from last season, that shouldn't count. So this is only from this point forward, this very day, the day that is June 29th, the year of our Lord 2023, whoever your Lord may be. Wow. Anyway, so I saw Ralphie there. He put up the number 5.
Yeah, I'm 5.
Which I think is probably just as many as he generally can count because he's on the phone with one hand, so he can only has 5 fingers to count with. How about you? What's your number, Keon?
I think it's 6.
6. Why 6?
Really?
Just because of Ralph saying 5?
No, it's just because of the rules. It's just it just feels like there's going to be a team that's got multiple guys. It just always feels like that, the way that these reports seem to always come down. And there are 2 or 3 teams that just keep offending. So yeah, I'm just going to go with 6 because I think 2 guys over 3 teams will probably screw this whole thing up.
I was looking at, okay, so 9 people got busted in the last season, but that is before anyone was told about it, I guess. I'm sure everybody was told, but still, nobody was told. And it's like, all right, 9. Yeah, I kind of agree with Ralph and you, 5 or 6. So why don't we set it at 5.5? Huh? What is meet in the middle? 5.5.
I can live with that.
Yeah. I don't even know what that means. Like, was somebody going to get cut in half with a bandsaw?
No,
I'd like to place a bet.
It's
Man,
just
there's your point 5.
It's just the thing that Vegas does. Like, you can't score half a point in the NBA, but but
I'm new at this.
An over under, would be like 101.5 because they don't want you to land on the number exactly.
And I'm going to put even money on Kyler Murray being the first one. Because I think he's going to be that stupid.
Just bored.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that.
Even money.
I think that Kyler is immature. I don't think that he's dumb.
Well,
I think he'd be the first NFL player to ever pull a SWAT on another person on Call of Duty or something. You know what that is?
No.
I swear what you do is you find out who that person is that you're playing against that you just got cussed out by or you're mad at, and then you find out who they are, and then you call 911 and say, there's an intruder in the house, and you give that person's address, and all of a sudden SWAT shows up and kicks down doors. That's a thing that a lot of guys got in trouble. I probably shouldn't even said that on the radio because now people got ideas. And so that I think Kyler Murray is more likely to do that than to bet money.
Okay.
He's that kind of immature.
Even money.
Yeah, Kyler's a gamer. I think he's just going to play games like that. If anything is going to get him in trouble, that's going to be the thing.
So does that mean if we say the over/under is 5.5, that it has to be 6 guys? So if you say over,
6 is
the over. Yeah. So if someone
5 guys,
yeah,
5
so,
or less,
yeah. So if you can.
So basically, you're both right.
Well,
kind
in a sense.
I am
not really. If there's 4 guys, then that's the under. Then that it doesn't matter. That's the under.
You got to make it a half, because if you say the over under is 5, and then you go over 5 or under 5, and 5 happens, the other guy doesn't win.
I always like to go with the exacta.
Right, the under guy I guess would win. No, he'd lose too. Yeah,
all right. Well,
I like that. Let's just do the half.
You just 5.5, 5.5, and so now I have to decide if I think it's going to be over or under. I think part of what is happening right now with these players being suspended and the other players, they're trying to make it look good to the sports book, because we've seen what happened when that college coach was making bets and they had to shut down the entire line and cancel all bets. So, of course, the NFL doesn't want to make it look bad to FanDuel or whoever they're doing business with. So they've got to make sure that it at least appears they have their house in order. The problem is not the NFL investigating. It is the sports books who are trying to make sure they're completely clean and have no impropriety. So they are policing themselves more than the NFL ever will. So it's a matter of who's actually going to get caught by the sports books, but not by the NFL. Let me also submit that I would bet that Isaiah Rodgers and Rashad Berry and a bunch of these guys were not caught by the NFL, but they were caught by sports books who then informed the NFL, and the NFL then had to act. So I'm going to take the over. I think I'm going to take the over on 5.5. How about you, Ralph?
Your team. Well, I'm obviously under because I said 5, so I'm under. Keon would be over.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over. I think it'll be over.
You're just going with Keon because it's Keon. I get it.
I wasn't even paying attention. You just had to tell me I was going with Keon. I didn't even know I was. I thought we were just setting the line. I didn't know you guys don't have to bet your own line.
Well, you have to. I'm team under. He's team over.
Well, I actually think it's going to be 6, so I have no choice. Yeah. If our line is 5.5, I have no choice but to be over.
Yeah, you're over. I'm under.
I could be right no matter what, as long as it's over. There could be 93 people, and I'd still be right.
It's got to be 6 or more.
Huh? Yeah.
For you to be win. Yeah.
I think Keon should be exact.
Well, why? we were just trying to set a line. And then we set it. So now
I'm just trying to win.
I'm taking the over.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffco, I heard from my sources that a Kyler studies the electrical football game to study his game plans. Huh? He says Saturday Night Live
talking about Madden?
Like Timco or
the electrical football game? That is like what
you're talking the Mattel one?
My grandma would describe Madden as. That's
Blissful Hayes says, congratulations to the New York Yankees starting pitcher Domingo German for throwing a perfect game last night. Yeah, good for him, but the Yankees can rot in hell. Come
on, that's a great accomplishment.
Listen, I'm not going to lie, is an amazing accomplishment when you get a perfect game. There's only been 24 of them in Major League Baseball since they started it.
That's right.
And now he's got it. I'm so glad he's a Yankee.
And I don't remember if it was 2012 or something like that, where there was just like 3 of them in one year. And then people were worrying, like, is it over? Does the perfect game mean anything? And then we just didn't get one for like 11 years.
Yeah.
So, good for him for pulling that off and being the first Dominican to do it too, which I imagine is also huge.
Is that why his name is Domingo?
No, it's just
there's
his
no
name.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Domingo the Dominican. That
Probably.
sounds like a guy who's going to come by and collect some money.
That's why he's not Tom. I mean, so yeah, I mean, Domingo.
Tom German?
Yeah, so Domingo makes sense. You don't see many Toms in Dominican.
No, I've not been there. I've been to Blender Nation. I've never been to the Dominican Republic. What if we called ourselves the Blender Republic? Sounds like we're selling khakis.
Yeah, kind of.
Welcome to the Blender Republic. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm on some new medication, and one of the so hopefully this blood pressure medication actually takes hold. I've tried 3 or 4 of them so far, and whatever the side effects have been, I've had them. Which I've never had side effects to anything ever in my life. So the first one says this one might make you dizzy. I got dizzy AF, as the kids say. The next one says this one will give you a cough. I coughed for 3 weeks straight.
Even after you were done with the medication, you kept right on coughing. It was unbelievable.
And so, and then the next one made my ankles swell up. It was like, doctor, are you sure I'm just not on my period? He said no. And so I got this one, and I was reading it. Okay, let's see what the side effects are on this one. Oh, total confusion.
Awesome.
I could suffer from total confusion at any moment.
This is the perfect job to suffer from total confusion too.
You think so, but just you and Ralph are going to be arguing for 2.5 more hours if I get goofy. I mean, it could go weird. So hopefully this one works. But I have this like little I don't know, just kind of in the back of my mind. Are you making sense right now? Are your lips moving correctly? Is the tongue doing the thing it's supposed to do with the teeth to make sure the words come out clearly? Because I could think in my head, well, I think that Domingo German, last night with the Yankees, I could think I'm saying that. I could say, Goo gaga. And I wouldn't know it. So somebody's going to have to tell me if that happens.
Yeah, we'll definitely let you know. We might let it run on for about 8 or 9 minutes.
Will we really?
I mean, look, there's an entertainment value there.
Yeah.
But we will tell you eventually.
Oh, yeah. Go late for a break if I'm having a heart attack too. Get it on the camera, get it on the audio. And then what will happen is even if I die, channel 3, channel 5, channel 12, channel 10, they're going to like, hey, can we use this? And you're like, well, the guy in charge is dead. Oh, well, I guess you've been promoted. And then you'll say yes, and Radio Ron will be thrilled because of the free promotion for the radio station. So now you know how this is supposed to work. Anything happens to me,
we'll call 911 too.
Eventually. No, I get it.
We'll call them, but also it'll be live in progress as they show up.
Will we though?
Let's let this simmer.
I would.
Let this marinate.
And who's gonna get Palm Springs back on the air? I mean, just a lot of issues here.
What the hell with them? Erectinator says, Jeffrey, I got a match. Ralph's face. Yeah, that's not going to continue with that one. Wilbur says, and when Geno Smith gets suspended for gambling this year, he's going to come back next year and be labeled comeback player of the year for a second time. Well, he's been working this joke for days, and now he finally has a vehicle for it.
Every time Ralph is on the show, which means that there are months that will go by where Ralph's not really here that often, and then he'll come back, and that joke will resurrect like a zombie or something. It's
Wilbur, work the broken jaw angle. There's still something in there.
Yeah,
Moist One says, you reminded me of Dr. Seuss. Do not bet them in a box. Do not bet them with a fox. Yeah,
I had that
the NFL
thought.
made this dumb and clear, and yet here we are.
It's just if you can read at a 5th grade level, there's no way you can look at that.
Oh,
here's what I think.
The NFL.
I understand, and I think that those guys can do that. But here's the thing.
Really?
Yeah, because if you're
enough just to call an Uber for the other guys,
because they give you a playbook, and if you can't read that, then
it's got pictures. There's pictures. There's X. Why do you think they use X's and O's, Keon?
Yes, there's pictures, but also like it's phone book thick, and you have to like memorize where you're supposed to be and what your responsibilities are.
Have you ever watched Last Chance U?
I have.
The sharpest tools in the shed.
Correct, but that's Last Chance U. It's literally, a community college somewhere. We're not talking about the National Football League. Most of those guys on Last Chance U not making it to the NFL, are they?
Some of them have.
Some of them have, and even the ones that have, are they still in the NFL.
Reading at a third grade level, Mo. You know,
I'm just saying. I
A
think
guy
what is
with
happening
a
with
bucket
some
on
of
his
these,
head could actually transition with a helmet on his head. So it's, you know, you're assuming a lot about the intelligence level here.
I am, but I feel like I'm not making a ridiculous assumption. I feel like what a lot of these guys are doing is taking this piece of paper, and this is what I did in high school. Teachers would hand out important notices of, hey, we got a school dance coming up. And I would take that piece of paper and I would cram it in my backpack, and I would never look at it because my backpack was a black hole. It just, everything that went in there never came back out. Homework, nothing. Just all of it went in there. And then people go, wow, you didn't know that this project was coming up? No, what are you talking about? I was not briefed on this. I didn't read it.
You sound just like my son.
Most of these guys didn't read it. Look, man, school was
trying
boring.
to let me know that you're going to end up suspended or fined for something here soon?
That's what I'm hearing.
Well, no, because I have grown. See, I was in high school.
So you read papers now?
Yeah. Learned the importance of that in college.
Now you can start reading emails.
I do.
Well, do you? Do you all the time?
In the afternoons. I read them in the afternoon.
Peter Longwood says, back in the days, Scottie Pippen never would dribble the ball to end the game. He would always take a shot and run for a rebound for some reason. And that was before sports betting. What are you trying to say, Peter Longwood? That Scottie Pippen was complicit in some sort of number, I don't even know what gamblers call it. Game
spread
rigging. Some rigging?
Yeah, spread rigging.
Pink Eye says there's a big fire in North Scottsdale. Should they be having the fireworks? It's a good point. This is a different area, and I don't know. I'm sure that mess in North Scottsdale is, you know.
Yeah, I don't think that they're actually going out to where the brush is and having the fireworks there. I don't think.
Let's go contribute.
Part of the show, everybody. Keep moving. Cardinal Art says, didn't they learn from Calvin Ridley? I know, that's what Calvin Ridley even said. But, you know, Keon's right. These guys are smart. King of Kittens
I said that they can read at a 5th grade level. That's not, when I'm talking about a grown man doing that, I didn't say smart.
We have Ralph
I said
on the
5th
show,
grade level.
So compared to Ralph. Yeah. King of Kittens says, maybe Solar Bitch Pigeon can provide a cool breeze for everybody.
Solar Bitch Pigeon.
How is he going to provide a cool breeze?
Boy, he rolled up all of Ralph's worst nicknames into one nickname. That's
pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lot there.
Yeah.
Pinocchio says, it's simple math. Take the number of NFLers arrested for battering their spouses times the number of NFLers who get busted for illegal possession of firearms, and the number busted for gambling will come from that equation. Pinocchio's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I mean,
it's a lot there.
He's right. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffco, I already read this. He says, did you ever talk about the team that landed the huge swordfish worth $3.5 million? They got caught cheating. I don't get why they're disqualified. Well, I saw this thing about a big fish, and I guess a shark had bit it. And so because it was in distress, those guys got disqualified. The other thing was a bunch of rednecks that caught a bunch of fish, shoved a bunch of lead weights into them. So when they got weighed, then, they won the contest. But then later somebody cut a fish up and says, hey, there's a lead weight in here. And then they were arrested because of all that nonsense. So Donnie wants to go over on our over under. He says, I'll go higher with 7. He says, I hope most of them are in the NFC North and not named Minnesota Vikings. You are in more danger up in the North, Donnie, because how bored do you think the people in Minnesota are? Those players, trust me, you know as well as anybody, there's a great danger of it being a Minnesota Viking or a Green Bay Packer. Pringle says, so what we've learned from this gambling fiasco is the Colts have the dumbest players in the NFL. No wonder they don't make the playoffs. Well, these 3 guys are no longer Colts, so guess not. All right, we have to take a break. We have a lot more text to catch up on and a lot more stuff to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialists are proud of our U.S. men and women in uniform. We thank you and your families for the sacrifices you've made to defend our freedom. We pray for your safety in war and your safe return. And we honor those who've given their lives to fight terrorism. From Greg Clark Automotive Specialists at the corner of 19th and Bethany Hone Road in Phoenix, experience the Greg Clark difference. Call 602-246-2881. May God bless America.
Hello, everyone. Desert Equity Lending is back again with a mortgage product that we have all been waiting for. We are excited to offer once again the no document loan that we all remember from years ago. That's right. It's a true no document loan. Remember when stated income loans were available? They were the most popular mortgages available for self-employed, as well as for those borrowers that couldn't quite show enough income to qualify using regular underwriting guidelines. This new no-doc loan is changing the way people get approved for a mortgage. Listen to this. No income, no problem. No tax returns, no problem. It doesn't take perfect credit to qualify either. If you have a good down payment and decent credit, you need to call now. These mortgages are being approved for primary residence as well as a second home. We are doing it the old-fashioned way. We use common sense underwriting to approve what other banks walk away from. Call 602-509-3000 to talk with a real person that can get you answers in hours, not days. That's 602-509-3000. Make the call. You will be glad you did. Desert Equity Lending. Desert Equity Lending, MB 0906989, NMLS 173369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack? Bingo. That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, let me tell you the prize here. We're going to do this twice during this show, so if you don't win it the first time, you got a chance on the second one. It's the Scottsdale 4th Annual 4th of July celebration, and that is on I don't know who gave me this info sheet. It says Wednesday, the 4th of July. Yeah, special program note. The 4th of July is actually on Tuesday. Anyway, so on Tuesday, 4th of July, Westworld in Scottsdale, just off the Pima there, going to have the largest fireworks display in Scottsdale's history. They're going to be bull riding rodeo and mutton busting for kids. I don't know what mutton busting is.
Mutton busting.
I think that means that they can rope a lamb. They're like sheep running around out there, you know. Donnie and Moistwood, of course, would be interested in that for the wrong reasons. Medieval times training for juniors. They're going to have cold beer and cheeseburgers, sliding eating contest, Disney shows featuring princesses, Spider-Man, Star Wars characters, Woody from Toy Story, iconic Barbie on roller skates, circus performers, face painting, lively games, backyard barbecue, all you can eat. And listen, there's the tickets. Oh, they didn't give me as a website. All this stuff on this info sheet and no website. Well, hold on here. God damn.
So mutton busting is actually basically just bull riding, but on a lamb for like 5 or 6 year olds.
That's what I just said.
You said roping it up. So I was just
roping a sheep.
They're not roping it up. They're riding it.
Okay, whatever. They're actually like riding it like a horse.
Yeah, I mean, not like a horse, but they grab onto it, and then of course it's like bull riding. The sheep doesn't want the kid on there, so he's trying to get the kid off. It's like bull riding.
The sheep definitely doesn't want Moist One on there either.
No,
So I felt like that needed to be
I
said.
I think that
behind them.
The
Loud
sheep,
and clear.
The sheep, like most living beings, gonna avoid the most moist one.
So anyway, Westworld in Scottsdale. So that's what this is. Now, I'm trying to find a place where you can go get the tickets, but I don't have a website address. I will get that here very shortly. But they have different versions of the tickets. Like we're giving away the tickets where you just pull up your car and you watch the fireworks. But there are other tickets you can go enjoy some of these other events and stuff too. And like we said, for the backyard barbecue, it's $45 for an adult, 11 plus, $25 for children between 5 and 10. Indoor access backyard is $20 a person. The carload thing is like $40. So we're giving away a $40 ticket for your entire car to enjoy, the air conditioned fireworks, in the comfort of your own vehicle. So I guess what we'll do is let's use our over under the caller 5.5 when we say it's not going to work for this.
Yeah, who would be the half caller?
All right, then I'm going to say caller 4 then, but not right now. Not right now. I'll tell you later when it's time. I'm just letting you know what you're going to be calling for so you can get ready to call for it, but this is not the time to call for it.
And if you want a website, it's Scottsdale4th with the number 4.com.
Oh, there it is. I had a follow-up email. It's Scottsdale, the number 4th.com, Scottsdale4th.com, where you can see all the information for this. Thanks. Appreciate that. Ralph. I think these are the blood pressure medication might be kicking in.
Something's going on here.
Got a little word salad happening down
What's
here.
your pressure at? Like 90 over 40 or what's going on?
I don't know. This stuff is supposed to slow down my heart and relax my blood vessels.
Oh,
it's
perfect for this show.
Wonder if I can get an erection now.
Probably not. But we had that problem before, so.
Never had that problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with you around, it doesn't help. But...
Thank God.
All right, so just be listening for your cue to call in and win. Let's go to the text line. Elzar of the Mountain says, I think he was talking about the old game with the vibrating board and the little football guys, the weights in the base. Oh, yeah, the electric football. Yeah.
Love that game. We all played that growing up.
Once. I played it
once. That's it.
What was the point? You couldn't control anything.
I had every team.
Hooray!
It was
you
so much fun.
do anything.
Yes, you
turn
could.
it on and they just vibrate randomly.
And you could pass and you could kick. Of course.
How did you pass?
With the quarterback, the white guy, or the yellow guy sometimes.
Easy
remember,
he
could kick and he could throw. Don't you remember that?
No.
What do you mean no?
I tried this once. All the guys lined up. We turned it on. People like Forrest Gump down the other side, just going backwards.
The bases you could control the bases on the front with the line, and you could do different. You don't remember. This
I
is
am
a
much
fantastic
younger than
game.
you were. I didn't have the patience
No, you're
for this
not.
nonsense. I'm so much younger than you. Quiet Cannon says it's getting a little dark. Jeffrey, is it getting dark outside? Is there clouds or something, or is he talking about the humor? This was at 3:34, so who knows? Blissful Hayes says, I bet the Colts were cheating when they beat the Bears in the Super Bowl. Oh, shut up, Blissful Hayes.
Yeah, the Super Bowl that you went to with Rex Grossman.
You've got like one speed and it's slow.
Wow.
Jagdog says, saw Jeffrey, the blood pressure meds I'm on have possible short-term memory loss. Every time my wife says I don't listen to her, I show her the bottle and she gets very angry. But see, you remember to do that. So
that's good.
Rex Terra says, you get side effects from Chipotle. Why are you even surprised? Everybody gets that side effect from Chipotle. Everybody. Fish Tank says, do we really care if the NFL players are gambling? Do we? Unless they're betting against their own team, I couldn't care less. Means nothing to me. No, listen, I can understand that, but you have to have very strict rules because the books are under very strict rules, and that $1 billion industry, couple missteps and they could lose everything. So they are very, very careful to protect the integrity of what they are doing.
And it absolutely does matter because even if you have a guy betting on his team, all of these bets are being seen by the sports books. So if a guy bets on his team one week and then doesn't bet on anything the next week because, oh boy, I don't want to bet against them and I don't think we're going to win, that's information that the sportsbook can take. And that means that the sportsbook is gaining information that they're going to use against you, the bettor. And so that actually is something that's an integrity thing. A guy betting on his team. Why? All of these bets are being seen by the.
Hold on.
Why are we
you're wrong? You're wrong, Blissful Hayes. The 1580 app is working.
Okay.
I was listening to you.
Yeah,
I was listening to you, Keon. I just was trying to multitask here.
Okay, I just thought I fell into some kind of quantum realm where there was more than one of me, which is scary enough. I just
kind of cool if we did.
I thought his meds were kicking in and he's going to start listening to the show while he's talking.
Go ahead. I got to listen to my favorite show.
I don't know. Did Aaron Rodgers spike my coffee? What is happening?
I wish. Nurse Scratchit says, I used to park on Happy Valley Road east of Pima in a car. Air conditioning right there. Watch the Valley fireworks. Free right there. Oh, that's cool. That's a pretty good idea. Problem is with 4.5 million people in this city, you if you can get it, great, but it's hard to get away with. King Kitten says, apparently Bob Parsons does not approve of that. What's he talking about?
Bob Parsons.
I don't understand what he's talking about. Somebody Google Bob Parsons. Eeyore says, hi. Hello, everybody. Haven't heard from Eeyore in a long time. Hi, Eeyore. Just thanks. Walter Mellon says, Jeffrey, with all these crazy side effects, if you thought about maybe a little exercise, you know what? You shut your whorish mouth.
Maybe eat better, exercise. I don't know.
Then what are the pills for?
So you don't have to eat better or exercise.
Come on, Walter Mellon. Grow up.
That's hilarious. He just slammed you.
Actually, I have started to exercise and then I decided to stop. I'll probably start up again. Cheesehead Bill says, as far as the fire in Scottsdale, has no one been listening to Jeffco? You've been saying it for months. All the rain. Once it gets hot, Arizona's going to go up in flames. Yes, I have. And yes, it is. And thank you for pointing that out and actually listening. Thank you, Cheesehead Bill. It's going to get way worse. So much worse. Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. This state is going to be on fire. In fuego. I don't know any other terms for it, but it's going to happen. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I don't get the Chipotle thing. Then you haven't eaten there. How do you not? It's the same. It's like worse than the Taco Bell thing. Does that help?
Is it worse than Taco Bell?
Yes. Dear God, yes. Yeah.
I don't find that to be the case all the time, but just every now and then I'll eat there and then I'm just out of commission for an afternoon.
See what I'm saying?
It's just what happens.
King and Kitten says, even better, new texture nickname. Write it down. Mutton Buster. See, because on this text line, though, that takes in a whole new meaning.
Yeah, and
I approve.
I mean, obviously Jeffrey approves. I just don't trust the fourth dimension with a word like Mutton Buster. Just don't trust you.
It sounds harmless enough.
I mean, it sure does now. But give it a day or two. The fourth dimension will figure out a way to make that the dirtiest word you've ever heard in your life.
Listen, if I can turn to somebody and call and say, hey, what's going on, buffet molester? Then I can also turn and say, sup, Mutton Buster.
Wait, do we have that on the text?
We have a buffet molester?
We should. I mean, okay. We have a lot of buffet molesters listening right now. You know what I'm saying? They get unholy with the buffet, and you know it. Eeyore says, I'm back. Work hours changed. Guess I was unable to tune in for a long, long time. Bet you didn't even miss me. It's good to have you back, Eeyore. Rex Terra says, I've never had that problem. What do you eat there? The food. Boomer Sooner says, see, Jeffrey, it's hard for me to trust you when you like Barro's freaking pizza and Taco Bell, but you don't like Chipotle. I like Chipotle. I don't like what it does to me later. It's not every single time,
But most of the time, yeah.
King of Kitten says Mexico plays Haiti. Honduras plays Qatar tonight in Glendale at Cardinals Stadium. I give you a 5-minute penalty, but we're going to break anyway. For trying to thrust soccer on us from Qatar. We didn't consent to this. Did you consent to this? I didn't consent.
No.
I gave no consent for you to do that to me, King of Kittens. Thrusting soccer at me like that. Thought we were friends. Now I see what you're really up to. Trying to push soccer on us. You need to go sit down and think about what you've done. Box of Screws says Bob Parsons is the GoDaddy guy who owns basically all the crap around your radio station. Not anymore. They're gone now. No, GoDaddy's not across the street no more. I don't know why. We'll be back. Hour 2, Daily Blender, 1580, Fanatic.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know? Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code TRUST at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRUST. Enjoy.
If you're struggling, if you're lost, if you need someone to talk to, or if you're concerned about a loved one, call, text, or live chat the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 crisis counselors are available 24/7 to listen and provide free, confidential support when you need it most.
Thank you for contacting 988. How can I help you today?
The first step to help and healing is 3 numbers away. When you reach out to 988, hope always answers. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Rollins Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. He'll be back tomorrow. Right now, though, we got Ralph from Harmon Solar with us. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I promised that we would do a giveaway soon, and guess what? We're going to do it right here, right now. Nobody expects it. Nobody expects a giveaway right here in the intro of the show. So we're going to do this right here, right now. Caller number 4 at 888-368-1580. You're going to get yourself a ticket. Now, this is a ticket that as many people as you can cram into a car get to see the fireworks. So you got to make sure that they can see out a window too. But here's the event. It's the largest fireworks display in Scottsdale's history. It's the Scottsdale 4th of July celebration at Westworld in Scottsdale, just off of Pima. It's on Tuesday, July 4th. And if you are sit in the car, you're going to get to see a great fireworks display in air conditioning. And that right there, that's everything. If you've got kids, you don't like to suck in a bunch of dust and sun, hell yeah, this is it. But listen, there's also fun outside of the car if you don't mind the heat, and you can stay cool and go out there, get some food, and get back in the car, or, whatever. So you should go to the website and check out all the options, especially if you don't win today. And now, of course, Ralph dug it up for us. It's Scottsdale, the number 4th.com. Scottsdale4th.com has all the details. But for you, winning this prize, you get to watch from the car in the air conditioning. But if you get out of the car and you get some of these other tickets, there is a ton of fun stuff that you can do. There's a bull riding rodeo. There's mutton busting for kids, which we've been told means little kid can ride around in the sheep. That's an adorable picture. Medieval times training for juniors, so they can, basically beat the hell out of each other during, brother and sister and brother during, summer break. There's cold beer and cheeseburger slider eating contests. There's Disney shows featuring princesses, Spider-Man, Star Wars characters, Woody from Toy Story, iconic Barbie on roller skates, circus performers, face painting, all sorts of games, backyard barbecue, all you can eat. Just a ton of fun for your 4th of July out at Westworld. So like we said, for all the details, go to Scottsdale, the number 4th.com, and good luck to whoever's going to win the prize right here. So I don't know. I might roll over there myself.
I mean, it sounds pretty good, except for the iconic Barbie, but the rest of it sounds pretty good.
Well, what's wrong with an iconic Barbie on roller skates?
I'm not sure I want to see that.
Ralph, blonde lady on roller skates who has to try to look like Barbie.
Plastic.
How's that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I don't see the downside.
I don't know. Not into Barbie.
Well, neither am I. Now you're making me question everything on what that means.
The rest of it sounds fantastic. It actually does. Sounds pretty cool.
For 4th of July here in the desert, I don't think you can go wrong.
Get a pickup truck, throw the kids in the back, and go.
Yeah, why not? All right, so who is the big winner there, Keon?
It is King of Kittens.
Nice.
King of Kittens. Here, kitty. All right, so he's going to get the ticket, and you get to take everybody with him. How fun. What? So we have a new texter here on, and now I'm very confused.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is just some malcontent who's crapping all over some show that's earlier in the day, and then he hit stop to opt out. So he wanted to go, don't talk to me.
I mean, you could have just told that to your therapist, but if you wanted to text it to us, that's fine. That's okay.
He's saying, I'll read some of it. He says, who is the Valley Girl on between 1 and 3, talking about the MVP and Cy Young? Okay, man, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Berg says, if I were to call and win, but I'd want someone else to win. Well, Berg, just stay out of the way and let somebody else win. Automatically, somebody else will win. Berg is like an expert prize winner. He wins so much stuff. He enters contests. He on a Twitter, he'll do. I see sometimes if it's a Colts thing, he'll say, "If I win, please give my prize to Jeffrey O'Brien." That's very cool of him. But another way to do it, Berg, is don't get in the way. Then somebody else will win. And one of these other people in the 4th dimension. All right. So if you were trying to win and you didn't win, wipe those crying eyes. Between now and 6 p.m., we're going to do it again. There'll be another chance to win a ticket for this great 4th of July celebration out at Westworld. So I'm looking at the ticket here, and it explains everything on the ticket. We're going to email you a PDF of your ticket to be able to do what you got to do. All right, 888-368-1580. Before the text line loads up again, let's try to talk about some stuff. Yeah, today is almost worse than yesterday. I think we talked about less in 1 hour than we did yesterday. I don't know how that happened.
Just talked about gambling, and that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. It was a good conversation.
It
wasn't like just talking about toothpicks and popsicles or whatever. But did we talk about Cam Robinson getting that 4-game PED suspension?
We did not. No.
We could use some of the same lines from the gambling conversation here. So Cam Robinson didn't know about how they check for PEDs, huh? Weird.
Well, is that what he said?
No, but I'm saying it. How dumb are you if you're taking PEDs? They test for it, Cam. They test for it. Why do you think you're going to get away with it? How dumb are you to get caught doing PEDs in this day and age?
Well, I mean, the thing with performance enhancing drugs, though, is that they're changing all the time. So for every guy they catch, I would assume that there's a bunch of guys they don't catch. So yeah, you might be the guy that gets caught, but it's that doesn't mean that you didn't think that they could test for whatever it was that you were doing, so much as maybe you thought you had the stuff that maybe was a little bit ahead of the curve, because they're always reacting.
The Jaguars, I think, knew this was coming down because they selected Anton Harrison in the first round of the draft. So, what a coincidence. A guy who could step in and take over for Cam Robinson while he's gone. Wow. It's like the Colts. Wow, really? We drafted a guy that can replace Isaiah Rodgers. What a coincidence. I think that this is, again, that little weird complicitness of the NFL. They know we have to do something. Well, we're going to help you guys out. We're going to give you foreknowledge of this so you can make adjustments and moves. And now the owners are happy. We're happy. Everybody's happy. But Cam Robinson, who, by the way, I guess you do deserve to get suspended, man. You deserve to get suspended.
Yeah,
you should know better.
I mean, unless
that is cheating. Gambling isn't cheating. This is cheating.
Yeah, I mean, the only excuse that people get, and I'm not the person to figure out which person is lying and which person is telling the truth, is that you can take a supplement that has trace substances or stuff, and that's the only pass you'll get from me. But it's impossible to tell who's lying about that, because everybody says that. Like, oh, I took something from the vitamin shop and I didn't know that it had X, Y, and Z in it. Like, some people are telling the truth, but I'm not going to sit there and try and figure out who.
Yeah. Can I just say, we had this wildebeest of a woman who was doing a show in Palm Springs. I'm not going to say her name, but she was obnoxious, and she was like trying to be a bodybuilder. And so she would even talk on air about, oh yeah, I do HGH. Oh yeah, I'm injecting deer urine or something like that. And it's like, whoa. It just felt wrong to have a sports talk show host admitting to doing PEDs and other weird crap to try to get themselves all, bulked up and muscular. She got bulked up. Not so much on the muscular side. I'll be honest. It wasn't really that. She wasn't going to win a competition. It was just weird. But she was scary. She's like, oh, well, okay, easy does it. She had a lot of testosterone going through that body. Like, she was angry, and she's out of radio now. Thank God. Oh my God. Anyway, so what was the point of that? Oh yeah.
That she was taking PEDs.
Yeah, we shouldn't. I don't think we should take them either.
I mean, I don't.
It's legal for us. We could do anything. None of that stuff is technically illegal. It's just we don't have rules against it in radio. No, Moist One. I'm not giving you her number, and I'm doing that for you, not for her. I am protecting you from yourself right now.
You had him at deer urine, I guess. Wow.
Yeah, he's like, I'm listening. How do we apply the deer urine? Not the way you want, Moist One. You don't want this. Hefty Lefty says, Thad Castle always had the right idea. Steroids are for dummy. Rabies will give you the edge you need if it's not tested for. All right. Somebody, if anybody was going to have rabies, that would have been her. Sorry. Are rabies a performance enhancing thing?
Well, it ends in death. So I'm going to say no.
Well,
Rabies will kill you.
Let's not concentrate on the dark part. Let's concentrate on what are the benefits rabies will give you on the football field, Keon.
You won't make it to a football field. That's kind of the problem.
You're just the most negative person.
Not unless you get bitten by a rabid animal on the way to the field, like in the tunnel on your way out to the field. Because that's the only way you'll
You were
live
just
long
telling me
enough.
how smart NFL players were. You don't think they can have like a little cat carrier
you
with
keep-
a rabid possum in there right before the game?
You
stick
keep
your
putting
arm
words
in,
into
get
my mouth.
bit, take your arm out, lock it, get on the field.
You
then
keep
rabies
saying
is gonna
smart,
kick in.
and I remember saying reads at a 5th grade level, and I don't think that those two things are the same thing.
Hey, Keon, can I talk to you a second over here? Yeah, I'm just trying to make Ralph feel good.
Okay.
I'm just trying to boost his
All right.
confidence. I'm trying to boost his confidence, okay? Just take it easy.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Hefty Lefty says, burn bright and hot, Keon. The brightest stars die young, but die in a blaze of glory. Yeah.
Are we talking about rabies here? Because
Cat carrier with some rabies in it.
Sounds
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, you probably won't make it past the national anthem, but you're welcome to try.
Are you an American or Americans?
When it
Thunder
comes
the
to
Santa
rabies,
Barbarian.
can't.
Have you had the rabies? Then you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm here doing this show, so no, I have not had the rabies.
It's not an automatic death sentence. If you handle your medicine right,
There is no
if you
medicine.
have-
There's no cure for rabies.
you can survive rabies.
Oh my god!
You can get
Yes.
Have you seen Old Yeller?
Lots of
There's no
shots
cure
in
for
this. Well, not for the dog. No, but they give you shots in the stomach, and you can survive rabies.
I mean, within moments of having had rabies,
I've never known anybody.
you are not
so
going to
ignorant
finish a
about
football
rabies.
game and then go get those shots. You're done.
Maybe you need to educate yourself on
Oh my
rabies,
God.
Keon, before you start judging. I thought this was a free country. I really did.
You're allowed to do it. I never said you can't.
Mm.
You're just
can
not
survive
going to
rabies.
live.
Not everybody who gets rabies dies. Read up on. I'm not kidding. Read up on that.
I would if I could read.
No, that's right, Ralph. Anything, find something below
Right?
a fifth grade level. Oh, God. Fendar, the Santa Barbarian, says, I get home, I fire up the YouTube just in time to hear Jeffrey talk about injecting deer urine. What is today, Friday? Did I miss a day? No, every day is Friday this week. Can you believe it's Thursday? My God.
No.
This week has flown by, hasn't it? Hefty Lefty says, incredible pregame intimidation factor, though. Yeah. Just say, do it in front of somebody. You stick your arm in there. You take out your bloodied stump of a hand and say, let's play.
The mortality rate of rabies is over 99%. You will die in
Yeah.
all likelihood.
But
So
that
it's-
1%,
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
legend.
It's reverse
Legend. The Berg says, hey, Nancy Reagan says, say no to rabies. Yeah, what does she know?
Get rabies, you
Parlay
might need
J
it.
says, rabies is 100% fatal, boys. No, see,
No,
Keon just
99.
proved it's only 99%.
Only 99%.
Right.
Only 99%. God, I can't believe all you people. So judgy. Fish Tank says, Keon thinks people are still dying of dysentery out there on the Oregon Trail, too. Did you ever play that game?
Okay, just you know what? Just get rabies. Just get rabies and have some fun doing that.
Yeah, you push
And
the
then
button.
take your 99% odds of dying and just get back to me. Never, because you'll be dead.
We're going to get you a t-shirt. Hefty Lefty says, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yeah, but except for the what kills you just kills you part.
Yeah.
That's the kills you part.
Yeah.
All right. So
It's the important bit there.
did we did sort of glaze over the NHL draft last night. And I don't know these guys or how many consonants are in their name, usually lots. But now it turns out that CBS Sports is like, yeah, hey, Coyotes, is there a child drafting for you? What's going on over there? Evidently, the Arizona Coyotes, according to CBS Sports, listed as a loser in that draft. They said the Coyotes had 2 picks in the top 12 picks of the draft. Both picks wound up being surprises, but for the wrong reasons. I'm just reading it right off the story. With the number 6 overall pick, the Yotes took Russian defenseman Dmitry Simashev, and they selected Russian winger Daniil. Okay. How'd they get 2 guys with 1 pick?
No, they had 2 picks in the top 12.
Oh, so number 12 was overall. Okay.
Yeah.
And so Daniil doesn't have a last name? Like Madonna?
I actually
I don't see a last name here.
It's very possible.
Well, that's my favorite hockey player. That's easy. Anyway, so both those players, here's the problem. They are both under KHL contracts, which means it's going to mess up whether they can come play for the NHL. I'm not sure what the KHL is. Korean Hockey League?
No.
Kremlin Hockey League?
I don't know
It's the Russian.
Yeah, but it's using the Russian alphabet. So whatever the K is pronounced as in Russian.
Very popular league.
Which I don't know what that is.
To be honest, the alphabet's a little bit goofy.
But yeah, it's if you want those, but like the thing is with these hockey players, like we don't see them for a few years anyway when you draft them.
Yeah.
So for the Coyotes, I think they're going like we're in a long-term rebuild. Who cares if those guys can't play for 2 years? They're young.
Does this Daniil guy have a last name? Can you find out?
I'm still looking for it.
I'm a little bothered by this.
I'm still looking for it, to be honest.
One guy is Simashev, and the other guy is, I don't know if Daniil is his last name or first name. But you know what's going to happen is this guy's going to skate out on the ice, and some announcers going to see like the 2 Coyote players, and right over there we have the captain and Daniil. And no, bad announcer, bad. Kathy Lefty says, I kind of feel like Madonna probably had the rabies. It's a good chance. I mean, all the symptoms are there. Everything they talked about with her. I would not be surprised if she got rabies. It checks out. Yeah.
I mean, Daniil's a big dude. He's 6'5".
Does he have a last name?
No.
Well,
no last name.
That's the thing is I'm not finding one.
No, there's no last name for him. It's just Daniil, 6'5", 203.
I'm trying to decide if he's now my favorite player or my least favorite player. Will it bother me that he doesn't have a last name, or will that make me like him more? You know what I'm saying? I can't decide. Don't have time for this. So last night, the Diamondbacks lost. So did the Dodgers. Today, the Diamondbacks lost to the Tampa Bay Rays. So, hey, at least we didn't get swept, but not great. Not great to lose 2 in a row, at any time, but at least we didn't get shut out or anything. We at least put a run on the board. But so now all I can hope is the Dodgers lose tonight to the Rockies, which is probably not going to happen. I don't see the Dodgers
anything's
losing.
possible because it's in Colorado. So the ball just
Daniil,
flies.
Yeah.
Daniil Butt?
Yeah, I just found it.
But
Daniil Butt what?
I think it's pronounced boot, but it's Butt. I mean, it's English. No, that's B-U-T. That's his last name.
Huh.
It's his last name.
No wonder they just leave out that part.
Yeah, it's just like as they know exactly where everyone's going to go with that, and okay, fair enough. But I think the Coyotes are looking at a long-term rebuild. So the fact that the guys are not going to be under contract, they're also incredibly young. So what difference could it possibly make if you don't expect to win next year either? Like this thing is going to be multiple years. You knew that when you hired Bill Armstrong. He blew up your entire team. I don't know. I just think that they're getting hammered for these picks, and a lot of it is just the guys can't play right now. Like that's a lot of what the criticism is.
Yeah.
Can they play well when they get here though? Like that's the important part.
They're not bad players. Like the guy they picked at 6, the problem is he was ranked 19th. So
yeah,
maybe picked a little too soon.
And it's weird that that's not the criticism that came forward on
the other criticism is, hey, take one of these picks, trade back, get more guys. Coyotes desperately need as much talent as they can get.
That's what they should have done.
Though Bill Armstrong said that he liked the guy and he watched him in person. So I don't know. I don't know if the NHL draft works that way, where if you can just go back and actually wait for a guy to fall to 19, or if some other team had just the same idea that you did and then you're not even close. But regardless, it's a gamble, but it's not a gamble based on nothing. He's an incredibly talented player, and somebody that as a defensive player that's able to also have a role on offense. I think that's probably pretty good. And also in the second round, they drafted who I heard was the best goalie in the draft. So, it's not like nothing happened for them in this draft, which is weird because a lot of people made it seem like they had the worst possible draft. And I don't know if that's true.
Fish Tank says, I would absolutely wear a t-shirt that says, Keon says, get rabies. Like it says, Keon says, and there's Keon's face underneath, get rabies in quotation. I think it'd
Just
be better
as long as on the back of the shirt, it says, and you'll die.
No, I want to just one that has your face and it says, rabies is my superpower.
It's, okay.
He hates this so much.
You have no idea. I can't describe it in words, so I won't.
Yeah. Rectinator, I'm not reading that. And no, you can't change your name to Dong Father. We're not doing that.
Dong Father.
Guys, it's not Friday yet.
Perfect. Why
did
you change it?
Yeah, I mean, and besides, it's the same. It's almost the same name.
Dong Father's not bad.
No, but I'm not.
It's actually
changing
pretty
it.
good. I mean,
He's the Erectinator. You can't change it. Once it's picked, you can't change it unless there's extenuating circumstances. Thundar San Barbarian says, football players intentionally getting rabies. Today's blender has been inspired by Cocaine Bear.
Or just cocaine, whichever.
Jeez.
I didn't know you were on that stuff. What? Chosen One says rabies. 90% of the time, it works every time. Mars Bars 805 says, happy Thirsty Thursday, guys. I'll take an 805, please. And he says, Viva Mexico. I guess you mean the soccer? All right. Parlay J says, the Yotes have sucked pretty much my entire life, minus like 1 or 2 years. Can't call it a rebuild.
Well, you can, because the team that Bill Armstrong took over wasn't a great team. And then he blew that team up. So, yeah, you got to call it a rebuild. Like
I know Parlay J is saying he's not optimistic on the build part.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But Bill Armstrong has built teams before, so I'm gonna until he fails with this one, I'm gonna trust that a guy who's built teams before knows what he's
doing this on purpose.
Why would
just to get out of here?
Why? He's getting paid a lot of money, and he chose to come here on
paid
purpose.
A lot of money, and then if they can't get anything done with a new stadium because the team continues to suck, and it's just a thing. All of a sudden, the Hartford Whalers are back, and now they're putting a real team on the ice.
Yep.
I just don't understand. That doesn't make any sense to me.
It's happened.
Like a fox.
Okay.
Bruno Baller says this could be an interesting trade deadline, in baseball. So many teams in contention right now. That's the thing. I always wonder, your Dodgers sold off a guy the other day. It's like, wait a minute.
Sold
the
off
Dodgers.
a guy?
Yeah, actually, they, for some cash consideration, gave up
well.
one of your bullpen guys.
You have to understand the one thing with the Dodgers, and then honestly, is they have so much pitching depth in the farm. I mean, they have guys sitting in AA right now that could come up today. And they have 2 guys that just did come up, and they both have, phenomenal outings, by Miller and Sheehan. I mean, these guys are amazing. They have the best pitching staff in all of minor league baseball at AA level, and considered the highest velo, with the exception of one major league team in all of baseball. They're stacked, so they can give guys away. They're going to give more away to make some kind of a move because they have so many pitchers, so many catchers that are top notch. They're going to be doing some stuff. So yeah, that's what they're going to do. I'm sorry, I just bored the hell out of you, but that's
no, not me. I mean, like Keon is just suddenly smiling, which makes me kind of worried. Why are you smiling, Keon?
No, I just saw that the Mets lost last night. It's just
again,
and the Nats won. They
You know
are
what?
only 4 games ahead of
Mets
Washington.
are going to go to a 5.
I thought Washington was going to be the worst team in the league. They might not be the worst team in this division by the end of the season.
I think the Nats have learned the power of rabies. I think that was probably what helped you through
Oh man,
there. You probably should. Yeah.
Just the
Bush
Mets-
Lays is telling me that it's time for a break. He's right. We're like 7 minutes late for a break, aren't we? I didn't see you waving around or doing nothing.
I did. Did you blew?
did.
Yeah, like twice, and yeah, I did.
It was a rabies thing.
Yeah,
I did.
I think we all need rabies. All right, let's take that break. We'll come back and we'll talk some NBA. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/FREE. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Next up, Straight Talk from Doug. Ever notice that saying no offense is offensive? Like, no offense, but you're overpaying for your wireless. See? Offensive.
That's the Straight Talk Talk. Get unlimited plans as low as $35 a month from Straight Talk and America's most reliable 5G network. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. On the $35 plan, first 10 gigabytes data at high speed, then 2G speeds. Refer to the latest terms at straighttalk.com. Based on most first place rankings, Root Metrics, second half 2022 assessments of 125 metros. Experiences vary, not an endorsement.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the sweet summer sale, June 30th through July 10th, and get 30% off paints and stains with prices starting at $31.14. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Red, white, and dew savings are happening now at the Home Depot. Prep for all the summer guests and gatherings with up to 60% off select patio sets now at the Home Depot. Shop and save on a wide variety of sets and styles to find what suits your patio best for another season of hosting with the most. Find the perfect pieces for your space with up to 60% off select patio sets. So sit back and relax into red, white, and dew savings happening now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The field is called a gridiron. The ball is called a pigskin. The quarterback is called a field general.
Y'all know what time it is?
And the kicker? Well, they just call him a kicker. Come on, dude! Hey, this is football. The NFL plays here. Catch all the primetime games, playoff, and Super Bowl 56 on your home for the NFL. Let's go now. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580, the Fanatic. Checking the schedule here to see what's going on this weekend. We have the MRN NASCAR Cup Series race on Sunday at 1:30 p.m. And then on Monday and Tuesday, we off. And then we're back on Wednesday. So that's pretty much it. Pretty much it right there. 888-368-1580. Happy Lefty says, I can already hear the commentators brushing off the who's on first style jokes with the Neil already. Let's see. Coyotes are getting ripped. They're getting ripped because, you know, they reached for both these picks. Both guys are projected to go much later than where they were picked. The Coyotes probably couldn't have got there. First guy with the second pick there and traded back on the second pick. They got their guy. They still got their guy. Yeah, Beer Bob. That was one of the big criticisms is they should have traded back. And, you know, I don't know. Maybe they were so like zoned in on these two guys. They're like, we don't care. We're not going to help out anybody else. We're not going to do anything but just get these guys.
And sometimes you just can't find a trade partner that you like. That's just that happens too. And so it's easy for us to be fans and sit there and go, well, you should have just traded back. But if you couldn't find a trade partner that would land you in the range that you wanted to draft the guy, sometimes that's just breaks.
Berg wants to know if he can get a t-shirt that has your face and says bye week Keon. He thinks that's better than a rabies shirt. Bye week Keon.
I mean, it would only apply for you, Berg, but you know.
Wilbur says, all I could hear Ralph say before was blah, 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 blah. We have enough pitchers to outfit our own all-star team. Blah, 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 Dodgers.
Okay, so let's say something. I can say something Diamondbacks for you if you like.
Uh-oh.
You don't have to say anything.
I'll say one thing. No, I can. Corbin Carroll just got announced he's an all-star game starter. That's a good news.
Already? Wow,
Yeah.
that is good.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't want to talk about the fact there's 3 Dodgers starting, but we're going to talk about Corbin Carroll.
See, that was just a lead in, so he could talk about 3 Dodgers.
No, but I think it's kind of cool that they have a starter. That's awesome.
Well, the other thing is you're being accused of jinxing some things because now Corbin Carroll, it turns out he's a little dinged up right now.
There you go. That's
he's got some tightness or something in his leg. I can't find the text.
It's the shoulder actually.
So that's not good.
Yeah, he
and that's my fault.
He tweaked his shoulder during the swing.
Clearly my fault.
There, so
I don't remember who said it about that, but yeah, Chosen One says, yeah, Corbin Carroll starting for the All-Star games. There it is. He is correct. Hefty Lefty says, which guys? These guys. Kiss the Cook says, Madonna, rabies. Judging by the size of her forehead, I thought she was on roids. Yeah, her face does sort of present that way. I mean, you hand her a bat, I think she can go yard. But whoever it was earlier that was blaming Ralph for Corbin Carroll, sorry, I didn't read that text. I saw it. I was going to read it, just didn't get a chance. We have other things that need to be talked about with the Diamondbacks. So the Diamondbacks were almost, they didn't want to be out of the deal. They want their damn money. And, the Diamond Sports people owe the Diamondbacks like $18 million. They were supposed to make a full payment of $18 million, according to Arizona law, right? And of course, even though Diamond Sports is in bankruptcy, and now Diamond Sports is saying, hey, judge, can you get us out of this? Because, we don't have $18 million. And Diamondbacks was like, you pay us or we're getting out of here. We're getting out of here. And I guess cooler heads have prevailed, and the people of the Diamondbacks, people of Diamond Sports, are now talking nice, and they asked the judge to push back a hearing about the contract. The judge was absolutely going to rule on behalf of the Diamondbacks, of letting them go do what they need to do. It's not the same thing as the Suns because it's a flip reverse of how that whole deal works. So, but somebody's talking nice, and at least until they figure something out, the Diamondbacks will continue to be on Bally Sports. Good news for some, not great news for others.
Well, it does make it easier to sort of figure out how to broadcast the games. I don't think that the Diamondbacks want to, in the middle of a season, figure out where the new games are. They've been basically advertising the entire time. This is where you can watch the games. This is where you can watch the games, only for that to fall through. And of course, it is a business. And if someone owes you $18 million, you want your money.
Speaking of money and giving up on money, I am perplexed. We talked about this the other day. I was perplexed by the idea that Major League Baseball wants to go out and do like the NFL and have these games in Paris and in London and wherever. And I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. And it also kind of puts a strain and stress on the players and the teams. It's not as hard to play baseball as it is basketball or football. And it's probably a little easier to travel with the equipment, you know what I'm saying, than football. But I just didn't understand, why are you doing this? Why is this a focus? And now we're finding out that it's even a bigger focus than we even knew, because Rob Manfred came out and he says, hey, I know a lot of people are worried about, the 162 games we got to play. And then now you're tacking on travel time and all this. He says, well, if we start to do this, what we'll do is we'll shorten the season to 154 games. What? Really? You're going to shorten the season for the simple, ability to go out of the country to play some games. That shows you this is important to Major League Baseball, but I'm still left wondering why.
Well, money, of course. It's all about money.
Do they think it's actually going to make them more money to play overseas?
God knows the contracts and things they have in place overseas, the money they're making by bringing teams over there. We have no idea. Is it a stupid idea? Yeah, it's a dumb idea. I don't know why we continue to do this. It just hurts the players.
161 games since 1961. That's how long the 162 game schedule has existed.
Yeah.
And next season, you got the London season with the Mets and the Phillies. And now we could do Mexico, Japan, Paris. I guess that's the fix, instead of making the season longer because you have to put in gaps of time for travel or something. They're just going to shorten up these. This is the first time they've ever said, hey, let's shorten up the season. They're going to lose money on this deal.
And it's so casual too, the way they said it. And it doesn't make any sense to me, because in baseball is a sport where records are sacred. and you shorten the season even by that much, you change the records that can be had and what that means. And
they're not going to lose money because they're going to get, each of them are giving up 4 home games. If you think about that, those numbers, right?
Right.
An owner's not going to give up 4 home games, the money he makes in those games, if he's going to lose money. So there must be a serious cash advantage to do
Right. Some
something
compensation.
Like yeah, it has to be something big.
Right. They're
Some
giving
of
a
these
piece
teams,
of what's happening at the other country.
right? I mean, teams that really bring in the attendance that are going to lose 4 home games. That's a lot of money.
Because like a lot of these European sports networks are trying to branch into other sports. They would love to have other games on so that they can make money off of that too. And baseball is a minor sport in Europe, but it's not, it exists. And
It's
like
growing, though.
Yeah, it's growing. And so like that, I think that they see that opportunity. So it's possible that there's a deal in place that ultimately makes Major League Baseball a lot of money, but man, do I hate that. I really do.
Idea.
Rob Manfred's making a case, isn't he, for being one of the worst commissioners ever?
I don't think he's just making it. I think he's made it. I mean, once the way he handled that Astros debacle, I already worst commissioner I've ever seen.
What he did with the Astros, what he did to Trevor Bauer, all these things that you add him up, he's a horrendous commissioner. Horrendous.
Oh, Trevor Bauer, he's kind of a dirtbag.
No, but the death sentence they gave him was ridiculous. It wasn't deserved. No way.
Yeah, still, I'm okay with it. I know you're just mad because he was a Dodger.
No,
If he'd have been a Diamondback, you'd have been
Has
like,
nothing to do with him being a Dodger.
that
Plus,
man is morally reprehensible, and I'm so glad he's gone.
He's a UCLA guy too, which I hate UCLA. It's just what they did to him was wrong. I just don't.
Well,
agree
what he
with it.
did to some ladies ain't right either.
But it wasn't ever proven that it was anything. He never got legally. Nothing ever happened.
Like a fox.
He got let go.
888-368-1580. Wilbur says, it was me, Ralph. It was me. I'm the one who said you're the bad luck charm. You're the one who Corbin Carroll's out of the game with soreness in his right shoulder, and we need a scapegoat. And I volunteer you, Ralph.
I'm sorry for stating the facts.
I'll allow it.
All I did.
Yeah, it's fine. Ken Kenton says, hey, Keon, what's better? Madonna's bacterial infection, Baby Rexa with a cell phone to the face, Adele's vaginal yeast infection from dirty costume changes, or the rabies?
I'm not familiar with half the things you just said. I don't.
I'll rank them for you. It goes rabies, Adele's yeast infection, Madonna's bacterial infection, and then that gal getting hit in the face with the phone. That feels right.
Does it
feel right
to have ranked that at all? Does it?
You know what? No, let me change that. Sorry. Worst is going to be the rabies, followed by Madonna's bacterial infection, then Adele's vaginal yeast infection, and then after that, that's when you get
So
the
you're
cell phone
discounting vaginal yeast.
Well, I got to drop that below because Madonna is in ICU. Adele's just going to the pharmacy to get some cream. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Number one Rattlers fan. Oh, this is just getting desperate. He says, "Does Ralph enjoy Rattler games?"
I actually do.
Yeah, I mean,
we've all been to one
I've gone
Rattlers
to them.
fan.
I like them. I think they're
They're
great.
fun.
They're the
They're
best
fun.
team in that league. Have been for years.
They're the best team in Phoenix. And
They're by far the winningest sports franchise in Phoenix. No doubt about it. But they're really good. They do very well.
I think there might be a little issue with the guy who's the coach of the team in Phoenix owning the team in Tucson that he plays against.
Well, that's for his wife, though.
Yeah.
It was a gift.
Like Dan Snyder's wife ran the Commandos.
But it was a gift. He got her to go to Tucson.
She did,
That's
but also
not a
so did he.
It is if you don't want her near you.
Well, then I guess it's a gift for you.
Right. Hey, get out of my hair. Go to Tucson.
All
What
right,
do you
let's
think?
take a break. We got to come back. Let's start talking. I've been promising NBA for like an hour. So let's do that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the sweet summer sale, June 30th through July 10th, and get 30% off paints and stains with prices starting at $31.14. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Next up, Straight Talk from Doug.
Ever notice that saying no offense is offensive? Like, no offense, but you're overpaying for your wireless. See? Offensive.
That's the Straight Talk Talk. Get unlimited plans as low as $35 a month from Straight Talk and America's most reliable 5G network. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. On the $35 plan, first 10 gigabytes data at high speed, then 2G speeds. Refer to the latest terms at straighttalk.com. Based on most first place rankings, Root Metrics, second half 2022 assessments of 125 metros. Experiences vary, not an endorsement.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Red, white, and dew savings are happening now at the Home Depot. Prep for all the summer guests and gatherings with up to 60% off select patio sets now at the Home Depot. Shop and save on a wide variety of sets and styles to find what suits your patio best for another season of hosting with the most. Find the perfect pieces for your space with up to 60% off select patio sets. So sit back and relax into red, white, and dew savings happening now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
This is Brent Musburger. Don't miss Pro Football Blitz, Saturday afternoons, right here on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Nondescript says, will it take a horrible international tragedy to finally stake the heart of this obtuse idea of spinning our professional national sports teams to other countries to play in front of them with no real benefits for the fans? That was a fancy way of saying it's a dumb idea.
It's a dumb idea. And because like, you know what, when the Europeans want to send their best soccer teams over here so that we can watch them, you know what they do? They send them over here in friendlies. We'll just play some team that doesn't matter. We'll send our best team to play just an MLS team. They would never during
the season. Though?
No, they would never. English, pick a league. It doesn't matter. They would never in the middle of their season with actual stuff on the line, send their teams here. But we seem to have no problem in the middle of our season, middle of an NFL season. Let's just disrupt the flow of everything and go send a team to Germany. Nobody else does this in the world, just us. And then the NBA decided, hey, that's a fantastic idea, but they haven't actually done it. They've done it in the preseason. Now Major League Baseball is like, yeah, we're going to just shorten our season, which we've never done before. We've never talked about doing before, just so that we can go to Europe and let them watch games that actually matter and rob our fans of, like Ralph said, that'd be 4 home games. That's 4 less games your fans get to see.
Yeah, for less games that the owners can make money. I mean, all the way around. I mean, I guess there's the TV money, and maybe they'll get a consideration from Major League Baseball for participating. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Don't like it either. All right, let's move on to something else. Before we get to the NBA, though, let me just clean up the text line here. Hefty Lefty says yeast infection just needs some refresh and Vagisil, and she'll be fine. The other stuff, though. Yeah, I think we've already covered that. Thank you. Kiss the Cook says Madonna plus rabies plus steroids. She has rabiroids. She has rabiroids. Yeah. Jagdog says, yeah, Carroll left today's Diamondbacks game in the 5th inning with the neck and shoulder soreness. It'd suck if he had to miss the All-Star game.
That would suck.
Man, you are correct, sir. Now I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's talk about the NBA. The big news that came down is James Harden has opted in and picked up his $35.6 million option. And now the 76ers are like, great, we're going to trade you. All right, let's get to work, boys. And that is what they are working on right now. So, the rumor mill says the Knicks, maybe the Clippers, maybe. If anybody says the Suns, I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to toilet paper your dog.
Oh, they can't afford them.
Just don't. Don't even talk to me about James Harden. Do not want.
I think that there are teams like I think the Knicks would really like to have a James Harden because they feel like they're one guy away and they don't need that next guy to be the best guy. Like they don't need James Harden in his prime. Last year's version of James Harden would have helped the Knicks a lot.
I don't want any version of James Harden because you never know what version of James Harden you're going to get. And it's usually not the one you need at that moment.
Well, no, I mean, in the playoffs, the James Harden's history
every other game
of vanishing in the playoffs is very well documented. I mean, but I think that if you're a team that's on the bubble, like you do need stars. So the Knicks would be one. Yeah, the Clippers could definitely afford to because at least James Harden, while you don't know what version of James Harden you'll get from night to night, he'll be on the floor, which is more than I can say for Kawhi. So there's something there for some of these teams, but yeah, it'd be an awful idea for the Suns for many reasons.
Speaking of the Suns, now there's rumors that are floating around out there that Kyrie Irving is set to meet with the Suns once free agency opens on, I believe, tomorrow. This doesn't make any sense because Kevin Durant and Kyrie do not play nice. I don't think they like each other. I don't think they want to play together. Last time that was tried, it went horribly wrong. Well, there's no way the Suns are interested in Kyrie.
It went horribly wrong, mostly because neither guy was on the floor at the same time as the other guy. And sometimes it was health, and sometimes it was just Kyrie decided he didn't want to show up to work anymore. Just in the middle of a season. Sure. Was he doing community outreach? Yeah. Did he bother to tell the team that that's what he was doing and why he vanished? No. I just think anybody does that with their job, you would be fired. But Kyrie Irving's an NBA player, so he got away with it. No part of this seems like a good idea. And then there's the other issue of lately, teams that get Kyrie get worse when he shows up, not better. I think it's bad for the locker room too.
Kyrie Irving is just releasing this information through an agent or something like that to give him some, hopeful leverage. I don't think it'll work. Nobody's going to buy that. But, Kyrie Irving's going to meet with the Suns, and then the other teams would be like, hey, wait a minute. But there's no way the Suns would take Kyrie Irving. There's no way. And what scares me is there is a path that you could.
Well, there is a path where,
and I hate that,
Isaiah Thomas goes and then tells Matt Ishbia, oh, hey, this is a good idea. And then Ishbia, because for whatever reason, they're close, believes him. And then just goes, you know what, screw the luxury tax. We're going to pay for James Harden. James Harden, Kyrie Irving. And that is a nightmare.
DeAndre Ayton away so they can so they can work with it's with Kyrie.
But they have to give him away because nobody wants him.
Exactly.
It's got to be like a sign and trade thing with Dallas. That would be the only way where Dallas signs him and trades him.
Now you got DeAndre Ayton and Wembanyama.
Well,
Wembanyama's in Dallas.
Yeah. But you and at least the Ayton thing would then be, if Kyrie was just going to go away anyway, then we might as well get something in return for him if he was just trying to leave.
We don't want Kyrie Irving.
We don't want
No, we do not.
But he'll probably meet with the Suns.
And
I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he'll meet with them. Yeah, but I
for the reasons you said before.
But it just seems weird because like you're going to meet the team that obviously has no cap space left. A bench to fill out. That's
a dumb move.
Yeah, it's a Kyrie move.
So why are the Suns participating? Why would they okay, Kyrie, we got you. We'll pretend to have a conversation with you.
You'll hear him out. I mean, if you think that he's gullible enough to be talked into a tinier contract, sure. But I personally don't think that Kyrie is like a great fit.
He's
anywhere.
Weird though, man. He might say, that's good. That's good. Ishbia will be like, how about that flat earth? Am I right? Yeah.
Kyrie is like, finally.
Yeah, you get me.
Well, they could also say, "Come here, we'll get you a ring," which is laughable. You play for the minimum, and we'll give you an incentive-laden contract. I don't know. They could do something like that, but he's not going to do that. Why would he?
I mean, all I know is even if it were possible to sign Kyrie, even if Kyrie was like, "I'll take the veterans minimum just to stick it to the Mavs for lowballing me,"
right?
Even if you could do that, it would be an awful idea because he's Kyrie Irving, and if we talk about locker room cancers, he's like the ultimate locker room cancer. Dude was on a team that won a championship and then he blew it up and then hasn't been able to replicate anything even close to that since. No, you just should not want Kyrie Irving on your team. And we already have issues with there's a lot of guys on this team that shoot. You're going to add like the most ball dominant guy to at least this selfless group of guys.
The more you're saying this, the more I like it.
It's just, I mean, yeah, I know you enjoy it.
Shut up, Ralph. I mean, I'm really starting to like this idea.
Oh my
Crandall
God,
says
no.
Kyrie would play more games than the Durant.
Would he?
He might.
Kyrie might not be injured as much, but would he actually play more games?
He'll call us from Tibet. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, he just didn't tell the Nets one day he wanted some time off, took the time off, and was just gone for a week. People in the organization didn't know where the hell he was.
King of Kenton says, this one time at a Rattlers game, I snatched a cheap T-shirt from the Gorilla Cannon right in front of a blind kid.
Oh my God.
Nice. That's awesome. That's terrible.
It's all right because the kid never knew. Blissful Hayes. I mean, Blissful Hayes says Ishbia needs to sign James Harden to play point guard. Blissful Hayes always says this dumb crap.
Yeah. I mean, James Harden, look, there's a team he could play point guard for that would benefit from having him there. Maybe the Clippers, not the Suns.
So, this is awkward for, and by the way, how do you say his name? Taurean Prince. It sounds like, isn't that the ingredient Taurian they put into the Monster energy drinks?
Well, no, that's just taurine, but
the hell's Taurian? Anyway, he
it's his name. I don't know.
He didn't play that great for the Timberwolves. He used to be better. It seems like this is a story repeating a lot. Guy who used to be better didn't play up to expectations, and now he's finding himself out on the sidewalk. And Taurean Prince there, he's like, well,
he was always a role player.
They just found out, I guess my 9 points and 2.5 rebounds a game weren't getting it done. So the Timberwolves have decided that, well, they're going to decline my $7.4 million contract. And that's too bad. The bummer of it really was how he found out. He found out from a Woj bomb. He did not get told directly. What is with the NBA now? Chris Paul finding out he's getting traded from Suns to Washington on a tweet, and then on a plane. His son had to tell him the same thing when he's sitting there working out in the gym. They're like, "Hey, Dad, guess what? Don't get comfortable. You're going to the Warriors." He goes, what the hell, man? And now Taurean Prince is finding out the same thing from Wojnarowski, and he actually tweeted out, "Sheesh, appreciate the heads up, Woj." It's like, all right, it's disrespect, man.
Like it's a call that no guy ever wants to get from their team anyway. Is, hey, we're just declining your option. You weren't good enough. But then to find out on the internet before the team tells you is, Not good. I just think that NBA teams need to start getting this stuff together, man. That is, I think that's
Keon,
very unprofessional.
You've just been traded to Family Life Radio. You're gonna get your playbook and your Bible. You're heading down the dial.
Why are you reading that report from Shams and not you telling me? How come nobody?
Well, I kind of did tell you, but I read it from Shams.
Yeah,
So,
but you could have just told me before.
Is Family Life Radio still down there on the other end of that dial? I have no idea. Dr. James Dobson still alive? I don't know. I honestly don't know. And I think I'm a better person for it. Anyway, and here's another thing that's going on. The Rockets are looking to, they're like, you know what? We want to keep the Fred VanVleet. We want him. We want to get him. The Toronto Raptors point guard, Fred VanVleet, the Rockets are like working on a deal for him and could be like a 2-year, $80 million deal for the Fred VanVleet.
It's a lot of money. It's definitely an overpay, but the Rockets they're thinking they're ready to try and take that next step forward to try and compete to getting in the playoffs. And they got a bunch of rookies on rookie deals. So, I mean, it makes sense. They can afford it.
Well, what the Raptors are going to do, they got like nobody else. It's over.
Yeah. When you fire the head coach and then move a lot of the pieces, I think you're starting over. I think that
we believe in Scotty Barnes. No, you don't.
I mean, he is awesome, but
not to move into the point guard position.
That's it. Nothing else on that roster.
Yeah, I don't care. These guys aren't my problem. I just thought the Suns might like to have Fred VanVleet, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's 2 hours down and 1 to go. We'll be back in a moment. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Next up, Straight Talk from Doug.
Ever notice that saying no offense is offensive? Like, no offense, but you're overpaying for your wireless. See? Offensive.
That's the Straight Talk Talk. Get unlimited plans as low as $35 a month from Straight Talk and America's most reliable 5G network. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. On the $35 plan, first 10 gigabytes data at high speed, then 2G speeds. Refer to the latest terms at straighttalk.com based on most first place rankings, root metrics, second half 2022 assessments of 125 metros. Experiences vary, not an endorsement.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters. And that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell.
Imagine if you had a chance to change a child's life, to protect our public lands, to help our veterans, to create a healthier Arizona. When you sign up for AmeriCorps, you have the chance to make a difference. Part-time or full-time, student or senior, AmeriCorps is for everyone. Sign up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family. Hello, everyone. Desert Equity Lending is back again with a mortgage product that we have all been waiting for. We are excited to offer once again the no document loan that we all remember from years ago. That's right. It's a true no document loan. Remember when stated income loans were available? They were the most popular mortgages available for self-employed, as well as for those borrowers that couldn't quite show enough income to qualify using regular underwriting guidelines. This new no doc loan is changing the way people get approved for a mortgage. Listen to this. No income, no problem. No tax returns, no problem. It doesn't take perfect credit to qualify either. If you have a good down payment and decent credit, you need to call now. These mortgages are being approved for primary residence as well as a second home. We are doing it the old-fashioned way. We use common sense underwriting to approve what other banks walk away from. Call 602-509-3000 to talk with a real person that can get you answers in hours, not days. That's 602-509-3000. Make the call. You will be glad you did. Desert Equity Lending. Desert Equity Lending, MB 0906989, NMLS 1733369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, sit down because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White. He'll be back tomorrow. Right now, though, we got Ralph from Harmon Solar. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. I got a nice pile of football to talk about, but before I do that, I got to clear through this pile of all the non-football sports stuff that we do need to address. I think we can blast through this pretty quick if we really, really want to. Okay. Nondescript, by the way, says, I think that Isaiah is a Kyrie fan. Gee whiz, hope not. Shut up. Anyway, so all right, here are the stories. We want to say congratulations to Alyssa Thomas. She has had back-to-back triple doubles, and she's just the best triple double getter in the whole WNBA. I was hoping Keon would have something to say about this because
why are you saying this?
It's just something nice to say, I guess.
I'm a little off guard because we never talk WNBA, and
she already had the most triple doubles in WNBA history. She had 4 before Tuesday, and now bam.
Yeah, she's a really good basketball player. I mean, plays for the Connecticut Sun.
Just a great they shouldn't be allowed to call him that. I don't approve of that.
It's actually about one of the Native American tribes in the area.
Don't care.
That's
care.
Where the name came from. But
I don't care. It's dumb.
Okay. Well, regardless, you don't watch, so it doesn't matter.
You're right. Still dumb.
She's got a great all-around game and very fun to watch. So good. I mean, good for her.
I just felt like it was nice to say congratulations.
Yeah,
because
I just know
amazing game of 11 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, 4 steals, 1 block, and 1 turnover. Oh, amazing. That's a hell of a game right there.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
really you'd have more to say.
It's a solid game. I don't have more to say because
you're not watching either, are you?
I am, but
thought you were a watcher, but I guess you're not.
Well, what am I supposed to say? You don't know any of the other people involved. You don't know anything. Like what am I supposed to add to that?
Stewart, Jonquel Jones, Courtney Vandersloot.
What about them?
They're just names on the paper. I don't know.
It's like that's why I don't. It's like I know you don't care, so it's like weird to think I'm supposed to have something to say.
If somebody does something cool, I want to give them their props, and I've done. Yeah. Now I'm done. Move on.
That's like if you give me a stat line, it's like okay, props, but that's all I can add to it.
A stat line. She just got another triple double there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like that's all there is to be said about it. Like we're not.
Just thumbs up.
Okay,
you go, girl. I don't know. I ask myself at these moments, what would Oprah say? And I think she'd say, "You go, girl." I think I'm right. I'm right. Is there anything else she would say?
I don't know because I haven't heard from Oprah.
I was hoping Ralph knew. He watches a lot of daytime TV.
I would just say she doesn't watch the WNBA either. So,
I don't think Oprah watches sports really, but.
Wow, that got awkward. All right, moving on.
I can't imagine why.
Simone Biles, remember she kind of went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs there, or needed to work on her mental health. I don't know, whatever you kids call it.
Yeah, she got the twisties, man.
Yeah, the twisties. And she's untwisted, and now she's coming back for the first time since the Tokyo Games. And there you go. That's all I know. She's going to compete. And something.
Yeah, I mean it's sort of like when a baseball player has the yips.
At the U.S. Classic outside of Chicago in August. That's what it is. Sorry, go ahead. Twisties.
Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, I mean it's like when a baseball player has the yips. It's just kind of psychological. But when you're, several feet off the ground and upside down, that's not what you want to have. So she just couldn't compete. So she had to get that straightened out first before it was safe enough for her to go back out there. So she didn't die. So she won't now.
All right. So since the Twisties, she's gotten married to some NFL guy named Jonathan Owens.
Some guy from the Texans. Yeah.
No, Green Bay Packers now.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I know.
Are you finding like the worst stories to start the hour with? What's next? Soccer?
I don't know anything about this, but it seems like this is a big deal, so I'm sharing
it is in that world. It's just not something we ever talk about. So it's so weird. It's so weird for us to talk.
I just want to make sure we cover all the bases. Okay.
Okay, so lacrosse is next. Let's go.
No, I don't have any lacrosse. Come on, Ralph. Anyway, so now I know it's still hard to believe that Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk might actually fight. I hope they do. Oh my God, I hope to God they do. And if they do, the question now is, who do you think will win? Or according to a new poll, most Americans think that Musk will win, which I can't believe because it's the little android Mark Zuckerberg who's been learning jujitsu and training for this. But 28% think that these numbers don't make a whole lot of sense, to be honest. It says most Americans think Musk will take the victory, 28 to 16%. 17% think the odds are even. 39% aren't sure. Oh, I guess they do check out. That's 100. Anyways, meanwhile, 43% of Americans said they've heard nothing at all about this fight. What? How do you not know about this? I thought everybody knew about this. Nerd on nerd crime. About to happen. About to go down. Dana White officiate. So who do you think will win?
I'm going to go with the guy that actually trains to whatever. I mean, I've seen Zuckerberg do the training. It seems like he takes it seriously enough, I guess. I think a lot of people are picking Elon Musk because he's just taller. He's
big. He's a bigger guy.
He's over 6 feet tall, where Mark
You have
Zuckerberg's
to
like
give that
5'7".
You got to give it to him a little bit, and here's why. We all know a guy who, yeah, man, I do Taekwondo. Oh, yeah, really? Yeah, I'm really good at Taekwondo. First real fight, they get their ass kicked upstairs and downstairs. They get the floor cleaned.
Okay,
with
but
them.
if your first fight is against Elon Musk, is it a real fight?
He is a doughy man.
He's a very doughy person. He's also 52. Zuckerberg's 39 or whatever.
Hey, up yours. I'm 52.
Okay,
I could take Zuckerberg.
I believe
Zuckerberg.
you could. You're not a giant Facebook nerd.
Yeah.
Okay,
I classified. You see how he classified that sort of nerd since he is a nerd?
Well, yeah, because they're different kinds, and if you obsess over baseball stats, you're a nerd too. But like the kind of nerd that Mark Zuckerberg was is like get shoved in lockers kind of nerd. So that guy is not beating you in a fight. No, I would bet on you 100% of the time. Would I bet on Elon, who doesn't look like he ever goes outside to do any physical activity ever? No, I'm not going to bet on.
I think I could solve this. I would unite them by saying I'll fight them both at the same time.
And I would still bet on you because look at them.
I would
look
fight
at
them both. Here's what I would do. I would immediately go after Zuckerberg, who's going to be a little cocky, and so he'll step up, and Elon's going to kind of be sizing up the situation, hanging back. I would make quick work of Zuckerberg, then I would use him as a weapon to beat Elon Musk down.
That should be on paper. That I would pay for.
Just saying.
The two of them fighting each other, I'm not super interested in. You fighting that, I would definitely pay to see that.
We all know how this would go, whether it's me or Elon or Mark Zuckerberg, but the rest of the world. And here's the people who know better, and they're worried. Elon Musk's mother has made it clear she does not want her son fighting Zuckerberg, and his dad's not happy. He's like, this thing is crazy if it goes ahead. This fight is crazy. If Elon beats the guy, now they're going to say he's a bully because he's much bigger, heavier, and taller. And then if he loses, oh my God, the humiliation. It'd be total. It's a no-win situation for Elon Musk.
I mean, if he goes back home to his billions of dollars, did he really lose a fight?
Grab handfuls of $1,000 bills and wipe his tears like this.
It's okay. They'll be all right.
So, and his dad is mad. He's like, Elon's gotten himself into a difficult situation as a result of high school behavior. They both have.
Now, if you lose the fight and the stock of Tesla goes down, that I find fascinating.
Dude, you don't care about stocks going down. Look what he did to Twitter.
I know he doesn't care. I just think it would be funny. That's like you lose a fight that is completely unrelated to anything involving your professional life, and it still ruins your professional life. Would be interesting to me. Yeah.
So since I don't care which one wins, I just want one of them beaten badly. Yeah, that's all we can hope for is one person gets beaten up badly. Or one of those fights where both sides are like, and they're all just maimed. That'd be nice. Don't even care who wins or loses. By the way, do we need Ryan Reynolds buying more crap?
We don't.
He bought a cell phone company, but he's cool about it. He gives people really cheap rates. That's nice. $15 a month or something for their phone. Holy crap, right? And then they go and buy this English soccer team. Wrexham damn near killed him. And Wrexham, they, I guess, just showed up at the right time. Not like Ryan Reynolds and his buddy Rob from Sunny in Philadelphia had a whole lot to do with the success of the team. They just happened to get brought up.
No, they did because
what did they do?
They pumped all of their money in because there's no cap in soccer. So like they got this team that didn't have the resources, and then their two rich guys just showed up and pumped a bunch of money into a team that didn't have it. Yeah, they got to get players that team would never have gotten before.
Oh, I see. So they bought, like the Yankees and Dodgers, and they bought a championship,
and then potentially the Suns.
I hope so. I hope so. I don't mind joining that club. Anyway,
it's a
so
fun
now
club to be in. It looks fun.
They
Just as an
bought
outsider.
stake in Alpine F1 team along with Michael B. Jordan. So they've got a 24% stake in this team now, I guess. I don't even know what Alpine F1 is, but now they own a race team.
Is that skiing?
No, I think it's Formula One.
Is it Formula One?
Yeah.
Formula One on ice?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Boy,
I'd watch the hell out of that.
Well, it would be very short. Wouldn't take you very long.
I don't know what any of that means, but now they own a race team. So whatever.
I mean, like, it's just, I think that like a lot of rich people are realizing lately, just putting money in sports teams is a really good place to just put your money, even if they're not good.
Ryan Reynolds, I feel like we're both the same kind of good looking. I can talk to you on the same level. Hey, Ryan, how about you work more on getting the writer's strike over so you can, ad lib in the new Deadpool movie? And I don't know, get the damn thing finished. And then because we're about to hit an entertainment drought because this writer's strike has drug on and now nothing's getting written. So if you're waiting around for new episodes of anything, you're going to have to wait even longer. And you know how much hell that is for me? My wife will say, hey, when's that show coming back? Well, honey, we just finished watching that last season. When's it going to be back? Well, probably take them another year. She's like, why? She's like, how do you grew up, the TV just works this way. And it takes time to make stuff. They have to write it. They got to produce it. They got to do this. And now it's going to take longer because no writing, no producing, and Hollywood's shutting down.
And here's a well, I don't know about that because here's the unintended consequence of that. The last writer's strike gave us the rise of reality TV and the Kardashians and all of that. And we're just going to get more crappy reality TV because the networks have got to show something. They're not going to just be like, oh, just throw their hands up in the air and just air nothing. So yeah, we're going to get more craptastic reality TV.
Is that the world you want to live in, Ralph?
90% of what Hollywood writes is absolute garbage anyway. So who cares? Let them be on strike for the next 5 years. You're not going to miss anything. You'll be smarter for it. Trust me.
I don't want to be smarter. I want to be
smarter
entertained.
for it. Hollywood is just horrible.
I'm writing a TV show right now, and I'm not in the union, so I can sit there and do it. But I can't do anything with it until the strike is over because once it's over to sell it, I'm going to have to probably join something.
Can I be in the show?
Well, I'm writing it.
Can I be in it?
If I produce it, sure.
I want to be in it.
No, I'd let you be in it.
Okay.
You help me find the money to produce it.
I can find it. I know people.
It's a good premise. I'm not going to say it on air because it's an idea that is actually so good. It's a fresh new idea. And I once I get paid for that, you'll never see me here again. That's how good an idea it is. But yeah, we'll talk about it off air. I think I can trust you.
You do have good ideas.
Oh, yeah, a couple. Hefty Lefty says, I feel like Kyrie is the Aaron Rodgers of the NBA. There's a lot of parallels.
except that Aaron Rodgers is actually responsible for the championship he won.
Ooh,
like Kyrie was a huge part of it, but it was just like
that'd be text of the day if we were reading it. That was a good burn.
LeBron was the reason why the Cavs won that title. Kyrie was there for years and years and years, and they did nothing. And then LeBron shows up, and it's instantly a title. And then LeBron's out because Kyrie wanted to be out. Like that's just.
You're not wrong. Boogie says, I'd like Ryan Reynolds to also buy my team. There's a tremendous amount of growth potential, and I foresee a championship on the horizon. He'd be silly to pass on the opportunity, to at a perennial winner on the beer pong circuit. With my dedication to drinking and his resources, we are ensured a world championship. Hashtag Team Boogie. You know what? He is in the buying mood. You got to get in front of him, Boogie. You got to get that. You got to get your beer pong team in front of him. What's the name of your beer pong team? I support you right now. Blissful Hayes says, what's this WNBA thing? What's that? Yeah. King Kitten says, I'm cheering for a double fatal knockout between Musk and Zuckerberg.
That would be cool.
Nothing would change. Straight Striper says, tuning in late. Notice Randy's not there again. Hopefully it's not because we received bad results from that couple's colonoscopy you guys had. Hope he returns back soon, fresh and healthy. He'll be back. I was talking to him today. He'll be fine. The Kiss the Cook says, these guys crap nerds. Thank you. Zacharoni says, is the Musk Zuck fight supposed to be a pay-per-view event? I haven't paid to watch a fight, but I'm watching this. Also, can I apply my pay-per-view payment to a new Tesla or a blue check mark that I definitely don't need on Twitter? These are a lot of good questions, Zacharoni, but I'm with you. I'll pay to watch this fight. I'll pay for it. As long as this is the thing. When I was in second grade, you remember this is up in Oregon, okay? This kid got on my nerves, and I got on his nerves. And we went outside at lunch, and we're like, let's do this. And we fought man to man, like dukes up kind of fighting. And it was cold and it was rainy out. So I drew the first ow. I was like, boom. But he turned his head and I punched him in the ear and he goes, ow. I'm like, what is your problem? He reached up and goes, boom, punched me in the ear. I was like, ah. That ended the fight and we became friends. Because it was like, man, that hurts to get. The fight, I fear, was going to be a lot like that. Ow! Ah! Why would you hit? Wow,
that's what I think. Exactly, Keon. What Keon's saying right now.
Just a lot of just a little
dog paddles in their faces.
That's what I think would happen.
Look like my cats when they try to fight. Just
a silly fight.
No contact made at all.
But one of them's taking it serious. So somebody's going to bleed. That's what I think.
Probably the referee.
It might be worth watching. Yeah. They'll turn on him. That's not how this works, guys.
It's either that or just putting on their gloves is going to do most of the damage.
Yeah.
Well, there should be no gloves. Boomer Sooner says, how much money do you need to stop ragging on me? Boomer Sooner, 100,000. Sounds about right. 100,000. Mr. Pringle says, so is Madonna now bacterial girl living in a bacterial world?
Nice.
That's fun. Where'd you steal that? Boogie says, beer pong team name, the Boogie Woogies. It was almost Pong Long Gong Bongs, but Boogie Woogies has a nice ring to it. Pong Long Gong Bong? No, Boogie Woogie is better. It is better.
Oh, my God.
So EA Sports is going to go ahead, even though there's NIL issues, they're going to do that college football game. So for all you gamers out there, it ain't going to slow them down from getting a college football game onto your consoles. So there you go. Also, Wimbledon has upped security. I guess there has been some protests at the British sporting event, so they've gotten that security going. I don't know why I care. And it's not that I don't care about Wimbledon. It's just these protests are just always lame. I'm going to glue myself to something. You know what? If somebody glues themselves to, say, the tennis net or any part of the court, keep playing. And if they get beamed in the face with a tennis ball, then that is their problem. In fact, I think you should get points for hitting them in the face with a tennis ball at high velocity.
But that's what they want.
Well, that's what they want. The thing is, it's just highly ineffective because it's like, oh, yeah, we are talking about the protesters. What were they protesting?
dumbest
We
stuff.
don't care. It's
Nobody cares.
It does not doing anything. So if you were changing something, if you actually glued yourself to the ground and then some government somewhere was like, wow, I actually see your point, then okay, fine. But that's not what's happening. People like a week after that one woman glued herself to the court of the Timberwolves game. Did anybody remember what the hell she was protesting?
I feel like the chickens are not getting to watch their favorite TV shows while they're laying eggs.
Like there's a place for protest, but like if no one's gonna remember what you did seconds after you did it, I don't know that that's the place. Just maybe that's just me. The whole point of the protest is to draw attention to something.
Wimbledon starts Monday morning, says King of Kittens, on the mothership. Yeah, Ralph, I got no life. Okay. Okay.
What did I say?
I don't know. Listen, we need to take a break. And when we come back, now I've got the football. I got the football. It's ready to go. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe.
Arizona Coyotes have released their 2023-2024 schedule. They'll open up at the New Jersey Devils October the 13th, the home opener against Anaheim October 21st. Coyotes are 250-1 to win the Stanley Cup. Baseball today, Diamondbacks and the Rays, both minus 110 of the money line, 10.5 flat at Chase Field. Brandon Pfaadt for the D-backs, 0-2, 8.37 ERA. Zach Littell pitching for the Diamondbacks yesterday, up 2-0 in the ninth. The Diamondbacks lose 3-2 to Tampa Bay. The Rays were the $1.47 favorite yesterday at Chase Field. For more, go to vsin.com. Mike Sennett, 1580, 99.3 The Fanatic.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Had enough of those little flies in your kitchen?
I did. That's why I got Zevo. I just plug in the trap, insert a cartridge, and let the light do all the work.
Zevo traps use blue and UV light to attract and trap flying insects with no odor, no mess, and no stress. Stop swatting and ditch the DIY traps. With Zevo, getting rid of bugs is as easy as
click, click, blue.
Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly.
Next up, Straight Talk from Doug. Ever notice that saying no offense is offensive? Like, no offense, but you're overpaying for your wireless. See? Offensive.
That's the Straight Talk Talkin'. Get unlimited plans as low as $35 a month from Straight Talk and America's most reliable 5G network. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. On the $35 plan, first 10 gigabytes data at high speed, then 2G speeds. Refer to the latest terms at straighttalk.com based on most first place rankings, root metrics, second half 2022 assessments of 125 metros. Experiences vary, not an endorsement.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the sweet summer sale, June 30th through July 10th, and get 30% off paints and stains with prices starting at $31.14. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
This isn't a game of touch in the backyard.
I tore his ass up.
This isn't tossing around the ball with your friends. And it sure as hell isn't flag football.
This is the NFL.
hard-hitting, pad-smacking, body-busting football. We've got all the primetime games in one place. On your home for the NFL, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Oh, geez, we're going to do another giveaway. That's right. The Scottsdale 4th of July celebration over there at Westworld in Scottsdale, just off of Pima. You and a carload of people can go sit in the parking lot and watch all the fireworks in the air-conditioned comfort of your own car. Of course, this ticket gets you in there as a carload, but there is so much more you can do if you want. You can go to the website for the event, which is Scottsdale, and then the number 4 th.com. Scottsdale number 4 th, Scottsdale4th.com has all the information, but it's a huge event. Largest fireworks display in Scottsdale's history. Bull riding, rodeo, mutton busting for the kids. You got medieval times training for other kids, the older kids. Cold beer and cheeseburger slider eating contests, Disney shows with princesses, Spider-Man, Star Wars, Woody from Toy Story. Barbie will be, I don't know if she's just rolling around in roller skates or there's a show. I don't know. Circus performers, face painting, all kinds of games, backyard barbecue, all you can eat if you buy the other tickets there. But listen, all that information you need is Scottsdale, the number 4 th.com, Scottsdale4th.com. But if you want to win one of our tickets we're giving away for a carload, by the way, it's a $40 ticket, $40 ticket here, then be caller number 4 at 888-368-1580 right now. Caller number 4. Figure it's a $40 ticket, so 4th caller. Simple as that. And on the ticket, it has a little map with instructions on where you're supposed to go. And, you could have full view of all the fireworks and the air conditioning of your car. Fireworks start at 9 p.m. 888-368-1580. Hey, Ralph, you going anywhere for the 4th of July weekend?
I'm going to go to a friend's house and just hang out, but that's really it. Nothing.
You're not going to watch the fireworks or nothing?
We can see them from his backyard. We usually
little barbecue action and some backyard fireworks.
Try to barbecue some pizza and do some other stuff.
I bought some fireworks like when COVID started, and I've never used them. I think this is the weekend I'm gonna set them off.
Now, real fireworks? Or are you talking about little sprinkler things?
Better than sprinklers, but not enough to get me arrested or Paul Pierre or anything. I ain't gonna blow a finger off or nothing. So if anybody is traveling out there, AAA has released some projections on holiday traffic patterns, and if you avoid tomorrow afternoon, that would be a good idea. Now, I'm fine with you stuck in your car during this show because that means you listen longer and we get better ratings. That's the way it works. But tomorrow is expected to be the busiest time on the road between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Roads probably going to be jammed Saturday about 1 p.m. as well. Midday on Tuesday, the 4th of July, that could be kind of busy. And then late Wednesday afternoon, I guess a lot of people still trying to come back from stuff. But tomorrow, around this time, around 3, between 3 and 6, probably going to be brutal. So I'm just saying, leave earlier or the next day or something, because overall, an estimated 50.5 million Americans are going to travel 50 miles or more this weekend. 43.2 million people are going to drive to their destinations. And listen, that's why gas prices are going down. They want you to buy more. And the gas prices are arbitrary, just made up some evil oil company guys. So enjoy the prices while they're lower. But tomorrow this time is going to be the worst. And the worst time to be in a submersible, well, that was a few days. Okay, we got a winner here?
Wow. It was Jack Dog.
Jack Dog
just got off the phone and came back to one of the darkest jokes I could have come back to.
What joke? I'm just saying.
Or statements. Sure, fine.
That was one of the worst times.
I mean, it was
not
a,
a lie.
it was a statement of facts, but also,
have you heard the show?
Timing.
Yeah. All right. So congratulations to Jag Dog. He's got himself a carload of people to watch the fireworks. So
Hefty Lefty says, roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. Yeah, we kind of do. We didn't get our flying cards, Hefty Lefty. We don't have a time machine. So, Blissful Hayes says, will Jason Pierre-Paul be lighting the fireworks? I don't think he'll go near fireworks for the rest of his life.
I think he learned
unless
the very hard way.
Somebody duct tapes a sparkler to that hand.
Oh my God. Why?
That's awesome.
King Kitten says $40 ticket. Good info. Yeah. No party at Ralph's P83 extravaganza. Well, he's going to a friend's house, you know. At least he has friends. Moist One says Margot Robbie, is she going to be there? Listen, I've enjoyed our time together on the program. There's something I got to do that must jeopardize my participation in the future. Yeah, nobody said anything about Margot Robbie, and you probably should obey that restraining order.
Well, because you mentioned Barbie skating around. That's probably why.
Yeah, it's not going to be her.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be her. By the way, I'm going to guess that Barbie movie will be the worst movie of all time.
That's a good guess.
Dear God, it looks bad. I saw the trailer for it, and it was just popped up on a TV, and I'm like, brother. And that is just, I think they're trying to make it kind of like one of those shows where the little girls will be like, yay, Barbie. And the grown-ups are like, we get the joke. It's going to be so bad.
This is why more writers need to strike.
They put the best stuff in the trailer. Let that sink in. There has to be a worse so we can appreciate the better. That's all I can say. Nobody needs to be practicing an Oscar speech. Not Margot Robbie, not Ryan Gosling, not anybody. Nobody connected to that should be practicing an Oscar speech ever. And I mean ever. Beer Bob says, Keon was so polite in letting me down that I unfortunately, it was caller number 1. Yeah, thanks, Keon, he says.
No problem.
Well, there's no reason to be a dick about it. Caller 1, you losing sack of bleep.
Yeah,
I hope you're poor.
We still appreciate that you're listening. You just weren't caller number 4.
That's what you should do, Keon. That's hilarious.
I dare you to do that one day.
Yeah,
one day I dare you.
That's funny.
I mean, it would be hilarious for us. The person on the other end of the line would not be thrilled about that.
I don't think you could. I don't think you could do it.
You're right.
Think you could do it.
I really don't
Let
feel
me come in. Let me get the phone calls.
Well, no, I'm sure.
Yeah, I
I'm
could do
sure
it.
Ralph would have no problem doing it.
I would do it.
It'd be a competition between Ralph and I. All right, so here's the rules. If you get them to hang up this, if they cry, even better. You know, just the whole thing.
Oh my
I say
God.
make it caller number 40 wins. Let me have 39 shots.
Guess what, Ralph? I only need 1. Last Optimist says, we already have Battlefield Earth. Do we really need worse movies to appreciate the good ones? I've never seen Battlefield Earth.
Don't.
You seen it?
Yeah. Just
Is that why you do your hair this way? Because it's like you do have the same, you have the John Travolta hair if you let it down there in that movie. Didn't he have the giant dreadlocks?
I don't think so, but I don't remember because it was a very bad
I
movie.
never watched it here.
Like I said,
on.
don't. And also, I don't think that John Travolta inspired my hair. That's just a
Oh yeah,
toss
there he
that
is.
out
Just it's he's got giant dreadlocks. Yours are better. No, man, but his.
You sure he didn't inspire it?
Yeah,
That's
because I didn't really have to do anything for it to be this. So just wash it.
You mean that might not be real? You mean hair on John Travolta's head might not be real?
I mean, these days, definitely.
What?
These days, yeah, he's got nothing.
He's got nothing going on.
Bald.
What? I know he has hair all the time. Hattie Lefty says that Barbie movie could get nominated for an Oscar for like costume design or something. They wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare. Number 1 Rattlers fan says, I won them tickets last year and I went there to discuss it. I had a good weekend there, fellas. Okay. All right, let's talk football while we still can. Moist One says he asked for the Travolta at the barber shop and the guy kissed him. On the mouth? Wow. All right. So JJ Watt, we were wondering, hell's JJ Watt going to do, right? And he said, well, I'm going to go work for CBS. I'm going to do some like, oh, okay. And now they're doing with JJ Watt what Fox should have done with Tom Brady. They're getting him in there as an analyst on the NFL Today pregame show. So I don't know who's leaving because they're not going to like drag in another chair on that crowded elderly dais. Not sure. Somebody's got to go, but JJ Watt, I think it fits him. I think he would have been better on Fox. I think he's got a way better personality than CBS can even handle or deserve. Yeah. But this makes sense. It makes more sense to me when these guys end up on these kinds of shows rather than trying to force everybody to try to be another Tony Romo.
Yeah, because it's incredibly tough to do, and even Romo can't live up to the first year that he had. And the further he gets away from the game and, the more it changes away from what he did, the more those predictions that he was doing, just wrong, just absolutely not correct. And then on top of that, it just, it's hard to ask someone to do because it does take a level of being able to kind of think on your toes that it's got nothing to do with smart. It's like, are you good at improvising or not? And if you go into the studio, it's a little bit more scripted. It's a little bit more, like you can take your time, think about what you got to say. The guys are all taking turns talking. And I think that JJ Watt might actually liven up CBS, which I'm kind of looking forward to because
I hope Gronk is done at Fox because everything you just described, I see JJ Watt sitting there. Yeah, I'm in this. And he has things to say and he's thoughtful, whether you go to him right away or you wait a while and he's like, oh yeah, I've got a good one here. Yeah. Gronk has got to go because anytime somebody starts talking, Gronk is sitting there, he starts sweating. He's like, don't come to me. Don't come to me. Don't come to me. Because he's got that U of A education and nobody wants to get called on with that kind of diploma. By the way, JJ Watt, the reason I think he should have gone to Fox is this right here. You'll understand. I guess he did a commencement speech at a college and it's something, I think it was in Wisconsin, forgot which college. And University of Wisconsin. That's it. And so he's delivering some remarks there and he had a plan. He says, I talked to the university and I want to do something that's cool. He says, what I wanted to do is he's Spotted Cow beer. It's like the best beer in Wisconsin. He says, I wanted to put a can of Spotted Cow under every seat in the stadium. You get a beer, you get a beer, you get a beer. He said, I'll pay for all of it. I'll pay for the labor to put it there. And he said, and at the end of the commencement speech, I'll say, and now to congratulate you, everybody reach under your chair, have a cold one on me. And they're like, we can't legally do that. No, some of these people graduating might not be 21. There's the Dram Shop Act. It's probably, we can't do that. He was mad. He was like, oh, okay. He was very bummed about it. But that's why he belongs on Fox.
I bet it'd have been awesome. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would think that would be something Gronk would do, but.
Oh, yeah.
Gronk doesn't belong. Gronk just needs to go party.
I mean,
the
problem
Gronk
is that
would not have asked.
No,
Gronk would have put all of the beers under the seats himself.
Yeah, red Solo cups under every.
Yeah, he would have been drinking during the speech.
Logistics, not his strong suit.
Yeah.
So
syllables also not his strong suit.
So maybe a commencement speech is just not a thing that Gronk should be doing. Yeah, that's
right. All right. So, by the way, speaking of beer, Jason Kelsey, my God. This is a guy who looks like he can chug some beer, and this is a guy who can. And he destroyed a beer chugging concert at this charity event. He just had at it. He drank 30 or so ounces of beer in 5.56 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. I helped raise $100,000 for the Eagles Autism Foundation. Next up, the Eagles Alcoholism Foundation and the Eagles Liver Repair Foundation.
That is
not only did he win the contest, he put in $50,000 of his own money.
Well, he's definitely a good dude, but beer drinking is up there with the best of his skills, and he's actually, he's somebody that's really good in front of a microphone. For a player that just came from it and took it up, and that's still not his best skill. It's drinking beer. I saw this dude at a 76ers game. They put the camera on him.
Right.
Yeah. And he just chugged an entire beer and then put his finger up and grabbed another one and chugged it and then grabbed another one and chugged that. That guy is serious.
Oh my gosh.
He is
he
a
made
monster.
Aaron Rodgers look like Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh.
And part of the reason he drinks is he's still beating himself up for that Super Bowl loss, I guess. He still says he has a hard time. He fumbled, and I'm sorry, not him. Jalen Hurts had a hard time because he fumbled, and Jason Kelsey was like, yeah, he says, that was tough to see, all that stuff. And, that's the way you do, right? You beat yourself up when you lose a big game and you try to come back better. And Jason Kelsey's like, yeah, that's the entire motivation when you lose the Super Bowl is to get back to that Super Bowl and win that Super Bowl. And it's hard. It's hard to get back there. It's not an easy place to get, but I'll tell you, the Eagles, I think they look pretty damn good to give it a shot. And with a heart like Jason Kelsey, I don't see why not. But so Jason Kelsey, right attitude, not, oh, poor us. It's like, you know what? We're beating ourselves up, but we're going to come back and we're going to do better. Brandon Graham, however, all he want to do is make little backhanded things like, well, the Chiefs' offensive line, didn't they just get blessed by slippery Super Bowl field, huh? Wait, what? You guys played on the same field. What are you talking
that's
about?
The things. You're on the same surface.
He says, listen, you need traction to be able to get off the block, and we were slipping a lot. He says, I don't make excuses. You just did. Yeah, I just know that was being talked about. Us trying to get out of, so he's like, I'm telling you, that O-line, they got blessed.
Okay.
He did then give credit to the Chiefs for other things, but can you just not live in the land of excuses there, Brandon?
Yeah,
Graham?
the Eagles came into that game with the #1 defense. So why weren't your guys getting off the ball like that then?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't your offensive line blessed? Like, it just doesn't make any sense what you're saying.
Everyone was equally as blessed with a slippery field, Brandon Graham. Shut up. And, somebody who doesn't complain, he always smiles, but I think he's starting to realize something. The smile might start to fade. Travis Kelsey says, listen, I know I'm underpaid. And really, you know who else is? Patrick Mahomes. Now you're going to say, what are you talking about underpaid? He got like a $500 million contract, but now in a yearly fashion, he's now less paid than some other quarterbacks who might not even be as good as he is. But Travis Kelsey was like, yeah, he's like, I know I'm being underpaid, but he's like, man, I love winning. I don't want to rock this boat. But then when they don't make a move, it does make you think maybe you're being taken advantage of. So he's in a kind of a crisis of faith with the Chiefs right now saying, I love winning the Super Bowls. Yeah, I make some money. I know I'm not making as much money as other people. Kind of wonder if I'm getting taken advantage of. He's starting to come around. Probably because his agent screams it in his ear every chance he gets.
Like, if you just test the waters, test the market out there, all I'm saying is you could be making much more money.
Yeah, and he says, I saw Tyreek go and get $30 million a year. In the back of my head, I was like, man, that's 2 or 3 times what I'm getting. And then he says, I like the free market. Looks like fun until you go somewhere and then you don't win. I love winning. So I love the situation I'm in. So he has the right idea, but also he's probably costing himself in the tens of 20s of millions.
Yeah. And that's the thing is Pat Riley called it the rule of more. It's just when you win a championship, everybody wants to get a little bit more playing time, more touches, more money. And that is why it's hard to win championships, multiple of them. The Chiefs have managed to do it so far, but you got a guy like Travis Kelsey looking at his contracts and going, yeah, I could easily be the best receiving tight end in the history of this game. And I'm making less money than other guys that play my position right now.
Travis Kelsey being a nice guy and trusting that they are going to come forward and give you what you deserve means that you're not going to get paid quick. If you do get rewarded, it's going to be slow. And you're probably never going to get rewarded to the level you deserve. So you're going to have to stand up and speak up. And that's just kind of hard for some people sometimes. And, maybe it does mean going to another team. But at some point, Travis Kelsey, you got to look at your own interests. You know what I mean? It's refreshing to hear him talk that way. But then you're kind of like, hey, man, you need a new agent, you got to take care of you. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we got On This Date in Big Georgia sports history and some more football if we can. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Sherwin-Williams during the sweet summer sale, June 30th through July 10th, and get 30% off paints and stains with prices starting at $31.14. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Well, Mrs. Grayer, nothing on the x-ray that pinpoints the source of the pain. Let's send you to our lumbar expert.
After reviewing the x-rays, I can't see anything wrong. Let's give you a steroid shot for the pain and send you to the lab for some blood work.
Tired of the runaround? How about trying a new approach? The holistic approach. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our medical doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
This is Brad Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Last Optimist says, Kelsey said his agent was constantly telling him he's underpaid. But when he looks at the money Hill got and the ring on his finger, Kelsey's like, yeah, I like the rings. He's in Kansas City as long as they keep winning. Winning is where the grass is greenest for Kelsey. Yeah, actually, he's wrong. It's the greenest is in your wallet. And you got to balance things. You do got to balance things. I do. I appreciate it. I really do.
It just depends on what your priorities, you know?
Travis Kelce, he's a great tight end. One of the best to ever play the game. I don't know where he's going to end up on the list, but boy, I tell you what, he's an amazing player, still at the top of his game. Not sure if he's good with percentages. Not sure if he's good with statistics. And the reason I say that is, it came out that Travis Kelce estimates that up to 80% of NFL players use cannabis. Is that like a Canadian 80%, or like if it's 80% in Canada and here it's 99%?
I mean, where did he get that from?
He just guesses. He says it's a guess. He says it's just easy to avoid league discipline. So he's like, a lot of people are doing it. He says all you have to do. And here, I'll teach you how to get out of it. Like, I don't know why these guys think it's a good idea to talk about it publicly, because then the NFL is like, hey, he says, if you just stop using it in the middle of July, you're fine. A lot of guys stop a week before and they still pass drug tests because everybody's working out in the heat, sweating their tails off, but nobody's really getting hit for it anymore.
He says, but yeah, if you just stop doing it in the middle of July, you're fine by the time they actually test you.
So now we know that 80% of the Chiefs are probably smoking pot.
I mean, potential. I mean,
that would be the number he'd go with.
I don't know if it's wrong or right, but I know that a lot of guys in the NFL do, because it's just better than using opioids. Like they just would prefer to do that. And that's what most of the people use it for, is pain relief. It's just, and the league knows this, because it used to be they had a strict marijuana policy, and they've relaxed that thing to where they just test the one time before the season, and that's it. You have to be absolutely
why bother.
I think they should get rid of it. I do. I think most people agree they should get rid of it, but they.
I don't want my kids doing pot, and I've never done it. There's nothing that would ever do anything for me. I don't like things that would slow me down. And my point by even saying that is it slows people down. So if it's going to slow you down, it's not a performance enhancing drug. No athlete would say, hey, yeah, I want some of that because I want to be, hey, man, when I'm out there trying to run 100 miles an hour, nobody in the right mind. But if you're like, God, this hurts. This hurts very much. And I like some relief. Now it makes sense. But see, the thing is, you don't need to smoke it to get the relief. You get the CB, the CBD,
not anymore.
BD, CB, CBD.
Yeah,
whatever.
CBD, the edibles and stuff.
Right. You just do those things and you get the same pain relief. Smoking ain't good for you. I don't know if you've heard that. It's really not good for you. And smoking marijuana is actually worse for your lungs than smoking regular cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
So you'd probably, if it's a pain relief thing, you probably want to hit them gummies or something else. But they got to legalize the CBD. They got to, legalize this so that not just NFL players, old ladies with cancer, other things. So I think that's why you're seeing a lot of, states and cities legalizing it. Not all states have yet. Maybe that's why the NFL is dragging their feet on this, because I don't know why. Anyway,
because it's still up to the state. Like, just if the state catches you, they catch you. But the NFL themselves, fining you or whatever. But that being said, you have to be real dumb to get caught in the way the NFL's relaxed these rules.
Can you guys hold on a second? Can you hold on? My wife is an amazing cook. I think she's burning something. I'm going to go make sure she's okay. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Yeah, I'd like to, the NFL has taken these rules and put them to a point where they're basically not testing. They're like most of the drug tests in the NFL, those are surprise tests. Like DK Metcalf has a really good game, and then all of a sudden, here comes the NFL going, hey, DK, why don't you get to that cup? Whereas marijuana, they specifically tell you, here's the one time a year that we test for this. You shouldn't get caught.
Well, they probably have to do that because it's still federally illegal. I mean, technically, right? Federally, it's not. Yeah,
yeah, but like not every job tests for it. Just
because the state legalizes it federally, it's not legal. The feds could actually come in and
all the NFL has to do is not actively endorse it. Like they just don't be handing out joints in the locker room, but.
Let's just legalize it federally and be done with it already.
I'm going to call 1-800-ASK a Fed. I want to know. I mean,
no, it's illegal federally.
Is it really?
Yeah, the states have decided that
it's just the states.
But on a federal level,
but the feds could go into a state and raid a pot shop if they wanted to and arrest people and find them.
It would just be a fantastic waste of money.
They did a lot. They were doing that a few years back, like in California.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, man, you'll never take me coherent, mofo. All right.
Is the wife okay, or is she burned up?
Oh, yeah, she's insulted. Like, you burning something down there? No. And she had some music down there. She's down there dancing. She's cooking her thing there, And like, all right, cool. All right. I don't know what we're having for dinner, but
you're not having anything, man.
Yeah, I might. Time to hit that drive-through, I guess.
You're going out.
We better get this done before we run out of time here. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history.
Back in the year 1989, the Boise Hawks suspended manager Mal Finchman for one game for returning to the field after being ejected in the sixth inning, disguised as the team's mascot, Humphrey the Hawk. The feathery imposter gave instructions to his team for the remainder of the Northwest League contest against Salem. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Oh, gosh. Well, just like that other guy who came out with a fake mustache and sunglasses, this guy put on the entire outfit of the mascot. Problem was, he's still wearing his stirrup pants, which, by the way, why do managers wear full ball player uniform? This is dumb. You're not going to go out there and play. You don't need to be wearing the baseball pants.
That's tradition.
It's a dumb tradition.
No, it's good tradition.
It's a stupid tradition.
No, it's not.
And so, well, that's how he got caught. He was like, you could have got away with it because he's in there. He's like, oh, balk. Oh, and of course he got caught.
He just refused to wear the hawk feet, or
that's all he had to do. Put it on the feet. Anyway,
why does everybody back then have horrible names? Did you say his name was Mal Finchman?
Finchman, yeah.
That sounds like a bad guy in Harry Potter. That just
we got some weird names today too. You know what it is? The names back then looked like all those old yearbook photos. You know how you see teenage yearbook photos?
Yes.
Anything before like 1960, they all looked like insurance salesmen.
Yeah.
They all looked like they were already 45 years old. When you look at those old, just in their faces and that whole that hard stare, like, I already got a wife and kids. Get out. Just they do not look like we did, or like the kids today look. Kids
They weren't
today.
Individualized.
Woof. Not even just individualized.
There were just some people in those yearbook photos who looked like they were 17 going on 47.
Yeah.
Because they were unhappy, I think. Dick Whiskers says, if you guys are talking PEDs, keep taking them because you guys are awesome. Oh, for taking them. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll take some. Listen, we're not bound by any rules. We could be on any kind of PEDs. I'm on blood pressure medication. That's my PED.
That's your PED, yeah.
Ralph's on Viagra. I don't know. I don't know what Keon's PED would be.
Sleeping medication.
Melatonin. Sure. Oh my God, I got a lot of texts here I did not get to. Sorry. Sorry about that. Hefty Lefty says, Gronk play football good? Yes, Hefty Lefty. He did. King Kitten says, Ralph at P83, Jeffrey, south of Santan Valley. Keon wishes he was in the middle. What does that even mean? Oh, no. I mean, technically, he kind of is. Don't make it weird, man. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Oh.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome